You know, I've only had three or four people so far do the survey, so it's doesn't tell you anything. But it's the responses are interesting. You know, people really put it out there, talk about their problems.
Yeah.
I offered them to do a recording on Google on the Google quiz too.
Okay.
So people spoke about their challenges and that. So it's kind of neat. I think when a person refines it, it could be good.
Yeah. How do you like that score app?
Uh, I'm playing with it. I haven't sent it to anybody. What do you think? Like, I don't know about putting scores on people. You've got to figure out what's the right balance, right? Like, set up
Yeah, I think
categories and
I think
yeah,
really the only thing that matters is really getting your offer nailed down, you know?
yeah.
And I think that that's something I really want to cover. I mean, I put together a little presentation that I'd like to go over with everybody. I
Hmm.
think that's going to help them make an offer. It's like 10 things to think about and really get dialed in to make a good offer. Because really, at the end of the day, if people aren't coming over to the thing and also creating content, I wanted to talk about some content stuff too, because I've been watching your stuff and I've been looking at other people's content, and I'm seeing where there is a disconnect and where we
Right.
can start changing some of these things and and really getting a lot more attraction, a lot more leads and feedback and things like that. And it really it's it's that's really the problem. If you don't have a good offer, it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
And a
Exactly.
lot of people get confused as to what that is, and so I
Yeah.
think we're going to be able to clear that up.
Yeah. And I mean, sometimes I think I make do a pretty good thumbnail and video and everything, and just nothing happens with it. And then I
Yeah,
put
it's
some stupid thing up and I get some pretty good, engagement.
uh-huh.
Actually, some of the other people I know who they say, they put up a little quiz, they put up some, or just a little quote or something, you get more engagement.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it really I know it's people, the problem is there's so many things out there
Mhm.
that it just gets extremely confusing for people. And after being at this event and just like today, I went live today and I was just in the car. Like I was in my car, I went live and I didn't even have anything fancy going on whatsoever. But at this point in time, I think I've generated like just from that one live alone, I generated, I think, 52 emails of like, and then also people emailing me wanting even more from it. And the
Was
only
that the
thing that,
day you were going to the golf course?
what's that?
Was that when you were driving in the car to the golf course or
No, that
oh,
was that was like today, this morning,
oh wow.
like around, yeah, no, that was today. Like that was like at like 1 o'clock. I sent an email out, and then and it was real patchy at first, but I held like 100, I'd say 120 to 160 people on, which is pretty unusual, really, for me. And then I had so much engagement. I think I had 230 new followers, and I had like over 11,000 likes, and I had like um I think through the whole thing, like close to 2,000 people got on and off throughout the entire thing. And really what it was me, like, and I'm gonna share some things that I did and what I've learned that actually made that happen, because it wasn't like just some rarity thing, because that's unusual for me. But when I started to stick to this framework, and when we were at this event, this mastermind event the last 5 days, one of the speakers that came, um she's generated close to $100 million by speaking and stuff like that. And she's only been doing it for about 10 years. And before that, she was making 50 grand a year, working 60 hours a week. And she changed one simple thing and went after one thing. And it's the same thing that I want to share, with you and the group. But more than anything, it's the offer and how you're going about presenting and things like that. So I want to share some things on that, on what those things are, and how you guys can literally start doing this differently and start making a lot more money and getting a lot more leads quicker, because it is almost strange how good it works. So that's really what I want to cover. Is number one, I want to talk about the importance of being able to speak correctly when you're doing this stuff, because I see that being a huge problem with everyone. So I want to, and myself included, right? Like I was having this trouble myself. And then the other thing I want to talk to you about is how to like actually make a good offer. And when you do this, it's not just offer thinking, oh, money, but it's also offers like when you're going just to go live, and how to think about that. So, hello everyone. How's everybody doing? Good. Trying to figure out this. There we go. I think that's better. Okay, so I do have something for you I'd like to go over with you guys. It's I want to keep this concise. I do want to get off right at the 2-hour mark if we can. I want to first ask everybody, if they have any questions and things like that, but I've got a lot of really great stuff coming for you here in December. Like I'm pretty jacked about it. I think you can see some of the stuff coming into the classroom there and what's going to be releasing. But there's been a big shift. Like I learned a lot at this mastermind, a lot more than I thought I was going to learn. And that's always awesome, and I kept my mind open, and there was a lot of things that, I had maybe heard before, but I couldn't hear it. Right. So it was really special this time. I took a absolute ton of notes. But I just want to try to give you guys. So what I'm running right now is an offer, and this kind of goes along with what we were talking about, Burton, which is I've got this offer right now, and I really want to talk to you guys about this, because this is some of the key things that I took away from this mastermind I want to share with you today, and then we'll keep going deeper on that stuff as we go. But one of the key things was creating intimate offers, whether it's a free offer, whether it's just a topic that you're going to be talking about when you go live, but intimate offers, right? So what do I mean by that? So I got this offer now that I was doing, where I'm going to be showing people how to make $7,000 in the next 20 days. You guys are going to be getting the coaching on that as well. I'm going to be doing like the daily gravity pocket coaching type thing. But what we're going to be, primarily talking about over the next, let's say 20 days in the daily gravity, because I'm going to start doing those each day, is how to get to $7,000 in the next 20 days. And some of you will make more than that. And, some of you will struggle with it. Okay. And so you can really do this. And, the intimate offer thing is this. I could come on and just say, hey, I'm going to show you guys how to make $7,000 by Christmas. Okay. That might turn some heads. That might be something to, get people going or whatever. But when I called it my Christmas Cash Accelerator, $7,000 in 20 days so that you can have a carefree Christmas, change the game for everything. Because now it's not just 7,000, it's how to have a guilt-free Christmas. And what it really comes down to is understanding the actual root of the problem that my person has and what they're really dealing with, and wrapping that up into an offer that can really, really make a difference for them. And by just shifting these few things, it dramatically changed the outcome. Like I said, just on the live itself, okay, I was sitting in a car. There was, noises all around me. I didn't have anything to show them. There was no clipboard. I didn't have a whiteboard. I didn't have anything like that. And I generated over 52 leads so far. And I asked them at the end of the live, and I recorded everything. I've got this live. I'm going to download it and everything. I asked him at the end, I said, if I were to charge you guys $27 for this, how many people would take me up on it? And I literally lost count of how many people would have purchased that $27 thing right then and there. I mean, literally close to probably $2,000 worth of people telling me that on that single live. So the big difference was I was actually using speaking in a correct way. And if you look at any person out there, any single person that is doing successful things out there, one thing that you'll see is that they're speakers before anything else, right? So, this lady literally went from a 60-hour-a-week job making $52,000 per year to making over $1 million a year while she was still at the job. And what she was doing was speaking each week. And what she found out was how to break down the offers and how to break down the workflow. But she said on average with all of her clients, again, she's been doing this now for over 10 years. She said that you're about 48 live speaking events away from making $1 million if you follow the framework and you charge what she charges, which is anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000, which every single person on this call can do. Now, I'm going to just talk to you about this, and we'll go deeper into this, and I'll make it so that it makes more sense as we go. But what I want you to understand is that she's literally doing one call. You think about this. There's 52 weeks in a year. She was doing one webinar a week, and she was driving people to these webinars. And within 48, on average with her people, 48 webinars later, this is the speaking. We're not going in person anywhere. This is a virtual speaking event. Okay, but you're going to use the same techniques as you would if you were live. But by doing this every single week, nothing else. She was working 60 hours a week. And then she would get off and she would do a weekly webinar, and she was pushing people into that webinar, not using ads. And on average with her people, as she teaches this, they do about 48 webinars it takes to get to $1 million. So we're not talking about $1 million here. That obviously you could do that. But the point is we need to be speaking and we need to be doing this correctly. And I'm going to give you a little framework today, and I'm going to share with you like what, you can do and how simple this really, because this is a really simple thing too, by the way. This is not difficult. That's the one thing I'm extremely excited about. But just to find out here real quick. Okay. Most people, like, what do you think your purpose is? Like Bajan, what do you think your purpose is?
What I think it is to help more people and to help my family, and then I can have the money to go do things that I want to do.
Nope, that's not your purpose. Burton, what do you think your purpose is? That's not your purpose. What's your purpose, Burton?
My purpose is to help people perfect their.
Nope, that's not your purpose. Bill, what's your purpose?
Just to help solve problems.
Nope, that's not your purpose. Anybody else? Chuck, Tammy, what's your purpose? Anybody?
Educate and inform.
Nope. Chuck, what's your purpose? Anybody? Kevin, what's your purpose?
Well, with everyone what they said, I don't know now.
Yeah, okay. So what your purpose is to steal the show. That's your purpose. Because until you do that, nothing else happens. All those things that you said you wanted to do don't happen. So your number one thing is to steal the show. That's your purpose. We're talking about business here, okay? We're talking about business here. I'm not necessarily here to like teach you something. I'm here to test you, right? So think about this for a second. Your job, your goal is to steal the show. All right. Now, what I did to you guys there was called a whiplash. Okay. That's why I cut you guys off. You guys were smiling. You guys are like, what? Tell me my purpose. That's the whole point of it. Okay. But that is the truth, is to steal the show, right? And every single moment that you have is a stage. Like right now, you're on a stage. Okay. So this is the thing that we need to focus on, right? Every single time you go live, every single email, every single webinar, every single little thing that you do is a chance for you to steal the show. Because if you can't get your people to feel, then the people that can get their people to feel are going to take them from you. This is just the way it is. Okay. So I really want you to understand this. If everybody on here was selling the exact same thing, the person who could get the customer or the prospect or the person paying attention, that person who could get the people to feel the most would beat all of us. Whoever could do that. Okay. You with me on this? You understand what I'm trying to say here? All right. So just understand that your purpose is to steal the show. So from now on, I really want you to think like this. Okay. This is going to help you so much. All right. Now we're going to go over, I've got some slides prepared for you. I don't want to waste any time because I have a lot of stuff that I want to cover, but I do want to open up for questions real quick, but I'm going to rock your world here in just a second if you guys are going to be down with that. Okay. Now, one of the things that she said, and I'm just going to share some notes with you that I got from this mastermind. I can't even get close to covering everything. This was a 5-day, like in-person crazy event that was from like 8:30 in the morning to like 5 to 7. Some of it was even later than that at night. It was a full entire day of nonstopness. Okay. Now, and everybody there that was talking to us and teaching us had made over $50 million using the internet and things like that. Okay. So this was like no schlub event. Okay. Like the whole room together was God only knows how much money, right? So number one, I love what she said. She said, indecision is a form of self-abuse. And I really love that because so many of you are just not getting the thing going and making it happen because you're sitting there in like indecisiveness, right? So we've got to just pick something and go. And it's really much easier than you think. And I'm going to show you how to pick these things. All right. Let's see. The other thing is she said, okay, so I want you to write down these 4 things and I'll just put them on here like this. If you guys have any questions, put them in a chat real quick. But I just in this time, if you guys don't mind it. And I mean, if you have questions, great, let's get them covered. That's what I'm here for. But I really want to help you. I've literally got a presentation put together for you that I want to take you through. And I want to help you with this stuff. Okay. So write this down: inspire, educate, ask, motivate. Okay. So when you go to speak, this is the simple framework that you follow. This is what this chick did to make that money. All right. Like where she was working that job and she was able to, while working a job, she was able to use this framework right here and speak once a week. And she was able to completely replace her job. Okay. And I mean, I just think that is fantastic. Like, you know, because it cuts out all the baloney, like, you know, people saying, oh, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that, blah, blah, blah. Like she completely removed that. I'm trying to get this trigger. There we go. Okay. So inspire, educate, ask, motivate. So inspire, like when I came on here right away, I kind of had a little bit of that, right? And I had a whiplash moment. So when you come into the inspire, I'm not talking about, you know, Tony Robbins inspire people. I'm talking about when you come into something, when you get online, when you go to talk on a live, or when you go to even send an email, or when you go to do anything, you need to have a whiplash moment. Okay. And I'm going to go crazy on this, like inside of an actual training that I've got put together for you. But you've got to have some sort of whiplash moment. My whiplash moment was the purpose thing, right? Like you guys were like, oh, don't tell me my purpose. Like that was like a switcheroo, right? And the one that she did, just to give you an example, she's kind of a really heavy set chick, actually. She lost 100 pounds and she still's pretty heavy set. Okay. So she's a big chick, but she's hilarious. She was doing an event. She was speaking with like Gary V. I don't remember who the other one was. I thought she said Tony Robbins, but it just doesn't seem right. But it was like, you know, those people, right? Like big stage. And there was 4 big speakers that came on before her, and they were all male. And then and she's the only female. And then she goes out and she looks out into the audience, and it's just like 99% male, right? There's like 5 chicks in the whole room. There's like 400 people out there. And she's used to having hers the complete opposite. Like she's, you know, typically talking to like 80+% females. Okay. And she's this bigger gal or whatever. So she goes out on the stage and she had to follow up, I think, like Gary V, right? So like crazy good speaker, you know, she's like, what am I going to follow this guy up and do? What am I, this fat chick coming out, you know? And so she goes out and she goes, I went and I looked at my audience, and she goes, I figured out who my audience was. And she goes, she came out there and she was asking like, oh, you know, what do you guys think of, what do you guys think, you know, I'm here to say, da, 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 da. And she had them thinking, they were all thinking like, oh, you're going to teach us how to pitch offers and all this stuff. And she goes, you know what I was thinking when I came out here? She goes, I was thinking, God, with this many guys in a room, even a fat chick could get laid here. And that, she goes, that Tony Rock, like all these people had spoke before her, and they just got like kind of a clap. She said after that whiplash moment, she goes, I got a complete standing ovation, and people were just going nuts because I completely had shifted that. It was a whiplash moment, right? So that's when you go into your lives, when you go to do anything, it's not like you inspire them by bringing them up to speed with something. Now you can pick any kind of thing for that, but what's going on is you've got to get them to feel. If you can't get them to do that, then you're not going to, they're gone. And it's not about being rah or loud or crazy or anything, but you do need to kind of step into your message and do this. You're not going to make money if you're just this little timid thing that's like, you know what I mean? That doesn't mean you have to be crazy outward. It just means you need to be direct with what you're doing, and people need to believe what you're saying. Okay. So anyway, and you really want to just establish the problem. Like immediately, you know, when I was talking to you guys, I was saying, okay, you know, there's, this is like a proved out thing. Nothing gets people to success faster than getting the attention, right? So like, obviously, if we're both selling the same thing and I have more attention than you, I'll beat you. So what do you do with that? Well, how do you get attention? By speaking. Everybody knows who Alex Hormozi is. Why is that? He's speaking all over social media. How do you know who Tony Robbins is? He speaks all over social media. How do you know who? Name somebody. I promise you, if they're being successful and they're doing something, they're speaking. So speaking comes before everything else. And we've got to master that. But that inspire, educate. So you come out and you talk like this, and then you educate on 3 to 5 points. Okay, you educate on 3 to 5 points, and then you're simply going to do some basic closes to kind of find out, are they ready to go, right? So like, for instance, here's a close that I could do on you guys, right? Are you guys seeing how important the ability to speak is? Like, are you guys seeing that? See, I'm getting confirmation from you. You see how you're like connected with me right now? Okay. Or I could say like, how many of you know that you need more training on speaking and doing this stuff? You see how you're like, and I've got you engaged. We're connecting. And then I could say something like, you know, who would like to get some more training from me on this particular topic? And you'll get people doing it. It doesn't matter if you're doing a live. It doesn't matter if you're doing a static video that they're listening to later that's pre-recorded. If you drop these bombs in there, you're engaging that brain. Okay, you're bringing them into like where you need them to be. And then she was saying that she used to study all these like old school evangelists, you know, like come on, like they'd, like the old, like they'd come up on stage and they'd push the guy off of his wheelchair, and he's like trying to walk, these crazy evangelists. She goes, you need to have a church fan. They call it a church fan. You know how the people said they were the church fan, and the church fan. And I did every one of these things today on the live, and it was just tremendous. Like, it was crazy. Like if I show you the recording, you guys will just trip out. Like it was insane. And I was like, you know, give me a hell yeah if you guys are digging this. That's like a church fan. Like, can I get an amen? You know, like that's how they would know that everybody's in sync with that audience. And then it was time to make that ask. Okay. So now I want you guys to check this out. And then we're going to get into this training that's, I'm serious. This training is going to rock your world. Okay. Okay. So basically when you go to make this ask, okay, there's 5 core components to this. And I've already shared this with you guys in the past, but this is different. This is a different way to think about it. Okay. So number 1, and you might want to write these down. It's probably the best way to do it, because if I start typing and crap, we'll get lost in tech. So the number 1 thing is, after you come out like that, and this can happen literally. She was in the room. Okay. I'm telling you, we were sitting there. She comes out on stage. The lady announced her. There was probably like, I don't know, 150 people in the room or something like that. Maybe 200, maybe. All these people own businesses. I mean, some of these people were in there. They were making 70, 80,000 a week. Some people, you know, had huge companies. I mean, everybody in there was, you know, at least they owned a company, or they were, you know, pretty well along the way. And some were just crazy, right? And she comes out there and she does this thing. And it was within, I think, maybe 15 minutes. She did this. Okay. She literally had, and she was charging, let's see, it was free. And then she was giving away like a $400 offer for free. She had like, I think 98 people rush to the front of the room, and they just had it was just like a simple, you put your name, your email, and your phone number on it. And she's like, I'll only take the first 50. After she did this inspire, educate, and then she did the ask. And people were pushing people out of the way, shoving people, running to the front. And she did it all really, really fast to prove a point. And then she was like, all right, I'm giving it to everybody. But, you know, it was just to prove a point. And so she did this exact same thing. And I did it today on the live. And it was crazy, guys. Like, literally could have made over $2,000 on that live with a $27 offer. And most of the people didn't even know who I was. And I got the emails. I can even show you. I don't know who you are. I just seen you, but I want the thing. I want the thing. And I gave away the free thing, which was the Christmas Cash Accelerator, how to make 7,000 in 20 days so you can have a carefree Christmas, a guilt-free Christmas. So you don't have to sit around and feel like, God, I can't get any Christmas presents for anybody or my kids or myself. You know, another crappy year. I don't like the holidays. And I was really just punching in on those like pain points, which so many of you, when I watch you do your stuff, don't do. And so, and to be fair, I don't feel like I was actually doing this as well. And I'll download the live and I will put this inside of the group. Okay. Now, the first thing is, like, when you go to make this offer, it has to have an amazing painkiller name. Okay. It's got to have an amazing painkiller name. So like I said, I could have said 7,000 by Christmas. And people will be like, oh, we've heard this a million times. Okay, we've heard all this and that. But the moment I tied it to like a real thing, so it's not like, here's how to lose 10 pounds in 10 days. It's, here's how to fit back in that bathing suit. So when you go out on the beach, people are looking at you going, wow, man, she looks great. That really looks good. Instead of like feeling like you're this flat, slobby thing, right? So you want a painkiller name, something that when you say it to them, it removes a pain. Okay. It can't be a vitamin, right? It can't be a vitamin. Nobody does anything in hopes that something's going to like maybe work out, like these vitamin things. It's like got to be a painkiller name. That's what's going to get people to move. All right. The second thing is it's got to have a time contraction on it. They want it fast, in and out quickly, right? So like I said, 7,000 in 20 days. Okay. Like there was a time contraction on there. They knew when the result was going to show up. Okay. And I told them, whether you guys get this or not, you know, some of you will make more than that. Some of you won't make anything. Right. But that's what we're going to focus on if you just follow the thing. And all I gave away was a free pocket coaching offer. So each day when they opted in, and starting tomorrow, you guys will get the same thing. Each day, I'm going to give them a quick, you too, a quick audio or a Loom. I'm using Loom, a quick Loom video. I'm going to send it out to them, and I'm going to take them through this path of being able to get to $7,000 in 20 days, right? By Christmas. Now, the main thing I'm doing there is, and write this down on your pad, okay? Connection is currency. So like connection is the new currency. You know how they said like attention is, a currency? Connection is actually the currency. The number one Googled word in like 2023 was authenticity. Okay. People actually want authenticity. So you may have a lot of attention, but you don't have any connection. And I do, I'll beat you. So connection is the currency. How are you going to connect with your people? So, all right. So number one, you need an amazing painkiller name. You can literally go, the way I came up with the Christmas cash accelerator, 7,020 days for a carefree Christmas. Guess where I got that name from? Anybody? Where do you think I got that name from? ChatGPT. Yep. I went on there and I said, here's what I want to do. Here's the problem. And I said, come the holidays, because I remember this myself. Come the holidays, I hated the holidays. I freaking hated it because I didn't have any money. Couldn't buy anybody presents. Couldn't get my girlfriend a present. I hated it. I hated going. I was like the Scrooge. I really was. Like, this is not a lie. That's why I picked this offer, because I know there's a ton of people that feel that way. I just did not like the holidays. I literally despised them because I knew I had to buy something for people, and that cut into bill money, or I had no money, and it was awful. Like, I hate that feeling. So I knew other people had that same gut problem. And it doesn't matter what you teach, right? You're in the health, wealth, or happiness. It doesn't matter, right? You're in one of those markets. You're not in, you just need to pick which one. I'm in wealth, right? You need to pick which one your market is. And we're going to go over that here in just a minute. I'm going to go through these slides, and it's going to crush. You guys are going to love it. So number one, a painkiller name. Number two, you need a time contraction. It needs to be express, quick. Like, when's this going to happen? In and out. Like, make it quick, make it happen. Number three is it needs a specific outcome. What was my specific outcome? 7,020 days, right? They could sell a $1,000 offer. They need to make 7 sales by Christmas. They could sell a $2,000 offer. They need to make 2.5 sales by Christmas, or 3.5 sales by Christmas. Okay. Anybody can do this. I just got off of an offer that the guy got people in for $7. And then after a 2-hour call, okay, after a 2-hour Zoom session, he pitched people for 40 grand right before Christmas. He was only accepting 10 people and filled every spot on that call. He showed it. People were like, I'm in. And they were like sending it. Okay. Now, the point I'm getting at is a lot of the things that people say, like, there's people that say things, and then there's people that are getting results, right? So the more time you spend with people, the more what? Connection you're going to have. You have more connection with your best friend because you spend time with them. You have more connection with your spouse because you spend time with them. Connection is currency. We buy from people we know, like, and trust. The game has shifted from a lot of like pre-recorded to going to live, working with people live. And each and every one of you right now, if you would have a weekly webinar that you got on live with people, that they could join you and they could go through a 5-day workshop or a 7-day workshop, and you worked with them live for like an hour or a half hour a day in that workshop. And then on day 2, you started pitching offers at the end of the workshop, and day 6, 7, and pretty much every day after day 2, you're pitching your offer. You guys would be making more money right now than probably double, triple what you're making right now. Okay. And I realized, like, what I was doing was that I was going live each day. Okay. If you think about anybody that's having success, it's because they are speaking first and then everything else afterwards. Okay. So we need a specific outcome. What are they going to get? Okay. We already said we've got a time contraction. So how long? Painkiller offer. And then what are they going to get? Just make it very plain and simple. Okay. And then the value. People don't know people don't know the value of something until you tell them. I've been talking to you guys right now and I've been explaining things. And what have I said? This lady made $1 million while she was working 60 hours a week at a job where she was getting paid $52,000 a year. Okay, that's showing the value of something. You have to explain the value to people. They don't get it. Burton, you got to explain the value more. And what I'm going to be sharing with you, Burton, is going to be so key for you. I keep thinking about you because you have something that's not make money, but it kind of is. But I would say you're definitely, if you're just doing business English, you're definitely in the make money market. I mean, period, right? Like you're helping by being able to communicate deals and offers, they can make money. But here's what we're not
Absolutely.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's what we're not doing, though. We're not spending enough time on the consequences of them not solving. Everybody's talking about, my offer can, my offer this, my offer that, instead of asking them and thinking about the cost of what you're offering. What is the actual cost of them not getting it done and spending actual good time on that? Like, what is it costing you right now not being able to make money the way you want to make money, or being able to make money? Well, like, what's the cost of you not being able to do that? What's the cost in time? And, what's it cost in this next year? If you don't figure out how to make money using the internet in the next year the way you want to, what's that going to actually mean for you? What does it mean for you in 5 years from now, 10 years from now? And spending more time on that. Okay. And I'll give you a pretty good example when we get into this conversation, but think about it like this. Let's say, well, I'll just give you the example that they had when I was listening. Okay. Imagine, well, Bajan, well, I'll just ask you, okay, how often do you see your parents, Bajan?
Every single day.
Okay. So let's imagine that you were in college across the world, right? And you didn't get to see them, right? And they couldn't afford to fly you around. All right. Let's say, and the lady that was on there, I think she was about your age, Bajan. He asked her, he goes, how often do you get to see your parents? And she's like, well, like about once a year. And he goes, oh, okay. He goes, without being like morbid or trying to be down or whatever, he goes, how many years do you think your parents have left? And she's like, oh, well, my dad's already dead. And he's like, oh, geez. the one person that I picked, because there's a ton of people on, her dad had already passed away. And he asked her, and he goes, I don't know. My mom's like 60. So he's like, I don't know, maybe let's say she lives to 90, 30 years, right? He goes, okay. So you see her once a year, right? And he's like, yeah. She's like, yeah. He's so you don't have 30 years to see your mom. It sounds like you have 30 more times you're going to see your mom. Think about that. And he goes, well, why don't you see her more? She goes, well, I can't afford to go see her. I can't afford to bring her to me, and she can't afford it either. He goes, really? He goes, okay, so the investment here it was 1997 was the offer to teach her how to make more money and have more time to travel and all that stuff, right? He goes, you're telling me you're seeing your parents once per year, and you're telling me you think your mom, if she lives to 90, which is 30 years, that it's not just 30 years until, that you get to experience and see your mom. That might be 30 times that you get to see her, unless you fix this problem. So think about like spending more time, okay? Spending more time on the consequences all of a sudden changes everything, doesn't it? You yourself thinking about that, like now all of a sudden $2,000 to learn how to do something is nothing. You completely shift the perspective, and you have to think about how you're going to use that yourself in your own offers. And I'm going to help you with this. Okay. That's what we're here for. Okay. So again, we got to explain the value to people or they don't understand it. So amazing painkiller offer, time contraction, express, quick, in and out, got to get it done. 3, specific outcome. What are they going to get? 4, the value. People don't understand the value until you tell them. And then number 5 is you got to have some sort of limiter, time, seats left. Okay. When I was on the live today, what I said to him was, I said, Now you guys are all pumped about this. I mean, everybody was jacked. I had everybody commenting down below. Wait till you see the replay. You guys will flip out. Literally, it's like it was the best. It's the best live I've ever done in my life. Okay, and I was to the point, and I told them this thing was free, you know, and it is, you know, and everything. Now for the next 20 days after day 2 or 3, I'm going to be pitching Build Lab. I'm going to be pitching small offers. I'm going to be trying all kinds of things. I'll probably make $20,000 to $30,000 off of this deal. Okay, if not more. All right, off of a free offer that I get to speak to them intimately connected each and every day. Do you understand what I'm saying? So yeah, so Chuck says I was on, it was nuts. I said to them, I said at the end, I said, now, what would you guys say if I said I can only take 50 people? People are like, ah, blah, blah. Okay, so when you inspire, I educate. Okay, I educate. And so when you educate, basically what you're doing is you're giving them a little bit of a win. Like you win the prize, you're giving them a little bit of a win. So they feel like, you know, they're getting a little bit, they're learning, they're winning, they're getting a little win. But what is happening is by me explaining this the way I'm doing it and the way you're going to do it, is I'm actually opening up a solution loop. So I'm helping them and educating them. I'm sharing with you guys, like I said at the beginning of this thing, you need to get more attention. And I also said you need to get this speaking thing figured out. How can you speak on video? How can you speak on a live? How can you speak, right? So I'm educating you in that way, but by telling you that, it also did what? It opens up this loop of, now I got to figure out how to speak. So now at that point, I can teach people how to do that. And I've completely validated and verified that that's something that you need to figure out. Now, that speaking, again, might be if you're not an actual speaker, like blah, 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 you could be a writer, okay? There's plenty of writers out there that if they actually write, they make millions of dollars, okay? We all agree to this, right? There's authors. I mean, it's unbelievable, some of these people, right? So don't think, well, I'm this caged animal that can't, you know, get out of my whatever. That forget about that. All right. But we are going to have to like make decisions and just get going. I literally came up with that offer at a whim. I don't even have everything prepared that I'm going to be giving to them. Right now, of course, I kind of already know how, because I've done this before. I've made that kind of money in that amount of time before. I know what I did and how to do it. But it's critical that you just make a decision and jump in. I love what she said, and it's so true. Indecision is a form of self-abuse. It is. It really, truly is. So many of you right now are just sitting, not getting it done because you're indecisive. You're just not deciding instead of just making it happen. Okay. So we're going to break through that. So I want to go into more of that. You got that offer. I told you the 3 trial closes. I used every single one of them on the people and it freaking rocked. Like it was like, they were all just blah. And I was telling them that I was doing it. After I did it, I'd tell them about it. And then they were like, oh. So here, I love what she said, and then we're going to jump into this presentation. She goes, here's where everybody goes wrong. She goes, I don't want a standing ovation. I want credit cards. Okay. What you're doing is we're here to make money, right? We're here to make money. And by making money, we're helping people. Okay. She goes, people teach people how to make an offer. Okay. So people teach people how to speak in order to make an offer, right? That's what most people do. Most of the gurus do it. I've done that in the past. Most people teach people how to speak in order to make an offer. Or in other words, a video sales letter. Here's how to contrive this thing. Here's how to put this thing together in order to make an offer, right? What you want to do is teach to make an experience that people will feel like if they don't act, they don't buy, they'll miss out on the experience. Okay. And that's exactly what I orchestrated today. I gave them an experience. I opened up with some whiplash statements. I used the exact same one on them as I used on you. I asked you what your purpose was. Every one of you told me your purpose, which it actually, what you guys told me, that is not your purpose. Your purpose is to steal the show. That's your purpose, truly, because if you don't do that, none of that other stuff works. None of the other things that you're wanting to do happens. Think about it. They tell you all the time, oh, you know, find your passion and make your passion your job or whatever. No, your passion is spending time with your family. Your passion might be, you know, loving on your friends and and doing things, you know, your passion might be golfing. Your passion might be spending time with your whoever, right? Or doing your fun things. That should not be your job. Your job is to show up. Your job is to steal the show. And here's the thing. If you do that, your job should pay for your passions. Okay. So I'm going to talk about that. We're going to jump into this. We're going to jump into this, this training. And I think you guys are going to love this. Does anybody have any questions at the moment?
I love you guys.
What up? What up? Okay. Just want to make sure. And I'm going to be going deep on all this. Oh, another thing that she said that I thought was such a writer downer, such a good one. And she goes, stop focusing on your transportation and start focusing on your destination. So many of you are worried about your transportation to the destination right now, and it's not even what's important. Literally. This chick was a secretary at a frickin' theater. They did Broadway shows. She was the secretary that sat at the front and took the tickets and shit like that for $52,000 a year. And they started going out of business. And she said there was a theater show going on where they were talking about how you need to live your own life. And she goes, they had an error with the audio. So they had to do it 27 times in a row. And she goes, if there's not a bigger sign that I need to leave this job, it's that. And so she started to speak. And as she started to speak each week on these webinars, she literally, while she was at her job, was able to get up to there was for years she was working her job 60 hours a week, making $52,000 a year. And for the first year, she got up to like $250,000 speaking one time a week. And she even gave us and explained to us, and I got another session with her 13, I think the 12th, 13th, and 14th. I'm getting like exclusive, we get extra training with her. And she's explaining how to get on these virtual stages and how to do all these things. But you think about this for a second. Every single person that you follow and look up to and all that crap, it's because they speak. Think about that. That's what do you think? This back and forth through the web and through the these podcasts. Okay, putting out videos all the time. You only know of some of these people. You think you actually know them. And it's only because they speak on video. Okay. And so I just want you to think about that. If you're getting in here late, the recording, you're definitely going to want to do that. But, or, you know, make sure you get back to that. She said that she's like, you guys need to lay down your excuses and pick up your speech. Lay down your excuses and pick up your speech. Okay. Whoever has the attention will be the winner. Okay. She said 43% of the United States wants to be millionaires. And she said emotions are terrible leaders. And here's the coolest thing she said. She goes, you guys are all 48 speaking events away from $1 million. And she's talking about webinars, lives, things like that. Okay. And it's true. I look back at my performances like in webinars and going live and all that stuff. And for me, it's better than that. And I didn't even realize it. It was so crazy when we looked at this. I was like, holy crap. So anyway, let's jump into this presentation. Let me go. Here we go. Okay. Can you guys see this okay? You guys can see my screen. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Like we are gonna be done at 8 o'clock. So if you guys have questions or anything like that, I don't know, maybe somebody can help me out and just interrupt me if, you know, if we're not. Let me make this thing so it's on. Okay. trying to get this thing so it's showing correctly. Okay. So I'm going to move through this pretty quickly. I'll go over this again if I have to. Again, this is going to be recorded, so, you know, just stick with me here. So I'm going to talk about, so many of you I've noticed you guys are messed up between like low ticket, high ticket memberships, right? I don't know what to do with this. I don't know how to do that. You guys agree with me on that? Okay. I'm going to do my best to look at the comments and get things done. Okay. I'm going to do my best here. I'm going to go like scale or fail. I want to break this down with you, like how to actually craft an offer. I was talking to Burton when we first got on here, and I see this is an offer problem. We're having an offer problem inside of the group. Okay. I'll take full responsibility for all of this stuff. I want to go over the mistakes, and then I want to go over these 10 offer commandment things. Okay. So no offer that has ever worked is dead. Okay. It's only the packaging that is dead. And I'll make a good point of this. So many of us are thinking, oh, we got to come up with this, you know, offer thing. We've got to, you know, it's an offer problem. You know, like you got to come up with some fancy new offer or otherwise you're not going to make money, right? Like you've got to have this new kind of weird offer thing, right? It's only the packaging, honestly, that it really is dead. So how many of you guys outsourcing, right? So outsourcing has been around for ages, forever. Yeah. This entire book right here, just repackaged outsourcing. The 4-Hour Work Week is an entire book about outsourcing. He just repackaged it. And what did he do? He had a time contraction on the offer, 4-Hour Work Week. Okay. What are you going to get? You're going to have a 4-hour work week. Okay. So every offer that has ever worked ever, okay, is just, it will continue to work. You just have to repackage it. Car dealerships have been doing this for ages. Okay. So again, there's only these three big, you know, health, wealth, relationships. I know you guys know this: happiness, health, wealth, happiness. Okay. So I want you to think about this. To have an offer that is going to be literally nobody will be able to break it and take it from you, right? So if Farmers Only is like an app, right? Like to find a farmer wife or husband or whatever, okay? Here's where a lot of people screw up. They attach their offer to something that can change. Instead of creating an offer, how to use Farmers Only to find a girlfriend, wife, or to find love or whatever, you don't want to do that. You want to just put how to find a girlfriend, right? Wife or love. Okay. And, you know, because here young college males, you can help with that. Or, you know, a wife, there's 30-something busy professionals. You can show them how to do that. Or there's those lonely male introverts, you know, they can find love. Okay. Don't attach I'm just telling you up front here, don't attach your offer to something that can change. Like, I did an offer back in the day where it was like literally attached to Active Campaign. And if Active Campaign, either I wanted to change, or if Active Campaign changed, my offer would be out the window. Okay. So I'm just telling you up front, don't do that. Okay. Now, if you want an evergreen, unbreakable offer that will work for on and on, this lady that has been selling how to speak, that's what she's been selling for 10 years. The other lady that was there, she'd made $72 million. Guess what she teaches? List building, how to build your list. She goes, I've been teaching people how to build their list for the last 13 years. Once people get into the list building thing, she goes, I lead with that offer. I've been doing that offer. Okay. Again, I want you to remember this. No offer that has ever worked is dead. It just needs to be repackaged. I've been doing this for 15 years. I've been selling how to make money on the internet ever since, nonstop. I just repackaged it. I repackaged it for martial arts. Learned my lesson there. I just needed to go and just teach people how to do it, instead of attaching it to something that could change. Like I attached it to martial arts. That can change. Obviously, when COVID happened, it changed big time. So I'm not trying to insult your intelligence here, but I think we need to revisit again what these things are, okay? So don't attach it to something. Just, you're going to help people do this, okay? And there's a lot of different offers that you can make out of that. So don't tie it to a company or something that can change or go away. And your offer needs to be transformational rather than transactional. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? It needs to be transformational rather than transactional. When it's transformational versus transactional, here's the difference, okay? When I have a transformational offer, let's say that I just showed you how to make, let's see, how to make your own t-shirts, like, printed t-shirts, right? That's transactional. You're going to buy something from me and I'm going to show you 1, 2, 3, ABC, boom. It's a transaction. Okay. Yeah. You might sell some stuff there, right? You might sell a few of those. You might make a little bit of money. Okay. Or I could say, let me show you how to create your own t-shirts so that you don't ever have to worry about how you're going to make money again. So you're not broke come the holidays. So you can actually drive a car that you want to drive. And I'm going to give you a skill set that you can apply to anything that you ever do in the future, so that whether you want to sell t-shirts or you want to sell shoes or hats or gizmos or gadgets, it won't matter, because what I'm going to be giving you can't be taken from you. You're going to learn something that's going to allow you to generate what it is that you want, which is power and freedom, the ability to actually take care of your family. We've got to get more intimate with our offers. It's not just how to, grow our email list so that we have leads. Okay. What are the people don't understand the value of things until you tell them. And you want to build this thing on credibility, authority, and reputation. A lot of you think that you need to have this like big following to sell something, or you need to have this big credibility to do anything, right? Later on in some of these offers, I'm going to show you to create 3 different funnels that are going to allow you to have those things, credibility, all that jazz. But what you need more than anything is authority. And at the beginning of this, I said, inspire, educate, ask, motivate. By you educating people, you're going to gain authority. All right. You're going to gain authority. Okay. So here's the big decision, or the big idea. Okay. You don't monetize your passion. Okay. You do not monetize your passion. Do you understand? Your business that you create is going to pay for your passion. You are not monetizing your passion. You are going to use your passion to make money, but you don't monetize your passion. Most of you think that you're passionate about, email, or passionate about, whatever it is that you think that you're passionate about. You're doing these things. What you're actually passionate about, I bet, is hanging out with your dog or your wife or husband, or going and seeing the world, or maybe, going fishing and things like that, right? Those are your, playing golf or hanging out with your relative, whatever it is. You don't want to make that your job. You want your job to pay for those things. You want your business to pay for those things. So here's the thing. You find a problem in any given market, and then you use your passion to solve it. Do you understand? You find a problem in the market that any given market has, and then you use your passion to solve it. So let's think about this. If we were to go into your refrigerator, or we go into your kitchen, right? And we grab this bowl, okay? We grab this bowl and we grab some, turkey from Thanksgiving, an apple, some milk, some broccoli, a donut, a green pepper, a hamburger, and a banana, and bread, and a taco. If we stick all of that in that bowl, what's it going to taste like? Complete crap, right? And what you guys are doing is you're taking everything you've ever known, or everything you think you know, or all these things, and you're taking all these ingredients and you're trying to stuff it into some kind of offer, and it's not what you need to do at all. We're putting it all in a bowl, and it literally would taste like crap. And this is the problem. I see you guys doing this with your offers and with your stuff. Okay. What you really need to do is you need to take these ingredients that you have in your kitchen, your brain, in your life, in your experiences, because you're taking all your experiences and you're taking all your ingredients and you're sticking it all in this bowl and you're trying to make something of it, right? And it tastes like crap. You just need to grab the things that you need to make the offer work. Okay. Is this coming clear? Like you guys have all these experiences and all these different ingredients and all these things. I literally watch you guys do this. It's insane. I've done it many times. Everything I'm talking about here, I have failed at tremendously. So don't feel special about it. What you need to do is you need to take just the ingredients that you need and put them in the bowl to make a nice dish. Okay. So instead of grabbing all these things, the problem is people don't need to know everything that you've learned. You don't need to tell them everything that you learned, that you did, the experience, all that stuff. Okay. Just find the problem that you want to solve. And then you grab the ingredients that you need and and experience, and then just discard the rest. Okay. Discard the rest, get rid of it. Okay. So what problem do I solve? And then what delivery method am I best suited to solve it? Me, I'm using the membership program. Okay. That's what I'm using. You might use, some people need to be in the same room with other people to solve the problems. Right. So let me ask you this. Tell me in the chat. I'm going to pull up the chat here. Tell me in the chat what problem that you solve. Okay. Yeah, I can get you the slides. Okay. This will be recorded too. Okay. Health. Okay, you're in the health. Who is it? 701. Okay. What problem do you solve? The problem you solve is not health. Okay. Tell me, guys. You guys are on here. Let's engage and get this done. So I want you to figure this out, okay? Because if you don't figure this out, you're just burning rubber. You're doing nothing. Wealth and making money from the internet. No. Security and peace of mind. These are things that happen after the problem is solved. That is not the problem. Okay. Opening a food business. That is not the problem. This is the problem you guys are having right here. I give people the confidence to get a better life. That is not the problem. That is what happens after the problem is solved. That is not the problem. This is what I'm so glad we're doing this. Time freedom. That is not the problem. That's what happens after the problem is solved. Leave your job and be an entrepreneur. That is not the problem. That is what happens. That is a symptom of, think about it. This is why you guys are not selling stuff. You're not talking about the actual problem. Okay. Generate recurring income. That is not the problem. That's what happens when you solve the problem. Teach you how to be your own boss. That is not the problem. That is not the problem. That is what happens when you solve the problem. Okay, think about health. Okay. I gained 30 pounds after having a child. That's the problem. I want to lose weight. That's what you guys are saying. I don't have a clearly defined problem. That is your problem. Okay. I can bring you closer to your family by owning a business. Okay, that's getting better. That's getting better. You're on the right track there. We're not going to stop here till we figure this out. Okay. So that's a health example. I gained 30 pounds after having a child. So, hey, did you gain 30 pounds after having your kid and you don't know how to get rid of it? That's the problem. That's what you lead with. Okay. Darius, risk of running out of money in retirement is the problem. Also, not having enough income and having to downsize. Okay. Risk of running out of money. Yeah. That is the problem. There's a risk of you running out of money. Yep. Okay. How to make money from internet after failing at school. Nope. That's not the problem. That's not the problem. Okay. How to make money from the internet after failing at school is not the problem. What's the problem there, Bijan? Unmute yourself. What's the problem?
The problem is, I don't know. I don't know how to fit it into this.
No, what's the problem? Just tell me what the problem is there. You said it. What's the problem?
Not making money.
No, not making money is that's not the problem. What's the problem?
Failing at school.
I don't have money.
I don't have, okay, got it. Yeah.
If you say, hey, I'm going to show you how to make money from the internet, that's not addressing the problem. Addressing the problem is this. Hey, have you failed at school? You didn't get that job, and now you're sitting there, you're trying to go through life, and you don't have any money? You have to lead with the problem. If you can't get nobody to take your offers, Burton, or nobody's paying attention or nobody's jumping on, is because you are not talking about their problem. You are talking about symptoms of the problem. You're talking about what happens after the problem. Problem, not having enough income to support retirement life. Ah, very good. Much better. ChatGPT quiz questions were real problem questions. Was your wife able to spend a month on vacation this year like mine? Now you're addressing the problem more. Now you've got somebody thinking. Do you guys catching this? Are you guys getting this? Okay.
So if I say, were you embarrassed in a meeting because your English was not good enough? Is that a problem or a symptom?
That's a problem. Hey,
Yeah.
do you get embarrassed and you have embarrassment when you go to present yourself in a meeting? That's a problem.
You don't feel like you can stand up and speak because you have
Yeah.
no confidence.
Do you feel like you can't speak? Are you unable to speak when you go into a situation?
Yeah, those are the kind of questions I got out of ChatGPT for
You
my
have
quiz.
to ask what
Yeah.
the problem is. If you don't talk about their problem, they cannot hear you. I told you at the beginning of this, it's an offer problem. Are you embarrassed to look at yourself in the mirror without clothes on? That's a really great question. Would that be a question for health? Well, what's the problem there? That you're addressing it by that, but what's the problem? Just say the problem in a very simple way. Forget about copywriting and headlines and shit like that. I want you to just think for a moment. Okay, Erica, let's talk here for a minute, okay? Are you embarrassed to look at yourself in the mirror without clothes on? What is the problem there? If I like, what's the problem she's having? Erica, can you unmute yourself? Just talk to me here. What's the problem there? Hello? If you don't have a clear addressed, if I don't have a clear addressed avatar, we're going to get to that. You're going to have your avatar by the end of this, Bill. I can't start asking questions about the problem. You have no, you have no discipline. Okay. You've got to get, let's see, it's like a doctor office. Do you have a headache? Do you have knee pain? I walk in there. Yeah, but that's, you're barely getting to it right there when you say that. Okay. Because it's like, he's asking, do you have a headache? What's the problem because you have a headache? What are you not able to do because you have a headache? This is the problem. Okay. You can't buy your kids Christmas gifts and you feel that knot in your throat and you feel guilty and you feel stupid and you feel dumb and you feel like you're just let down and you feel embarrassed. Are you tired of that? Why is that? It's because you don't know how to make money. You don't know how to make money, because if you did know how to make money, you'd be making money, wouldn't you? Now I've got your attention. Now I've got your attention. I can't take my kids to the park to play because I have a headache. Bingo. That's the problem. Are you able, you can't even go anywhere with your kids. You can't go to the park and play with them because you have a headache, right? Do you see how I've got your attention all of a sudden? You've got to talk about their problem. If you don't, they are not stopping to look at your live video that's happening. They're not staying for your webinar because you're not addressing their problem. They have a problem they're trying to solve. And you're not talking about it. What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. Do you see what I'm saying? And they're gone. But if you're talking about somebody's problem, all of a sudden they can't leave. They have to close that loop. Okay, here's another one. For wealth, I pay too much in taxes. This is a problem. The incorrect, I want to pay no taxes. That's what you guys are giving me right here. I don't want, do you not want to pay taxes anymore? That's not the problem. The problem is are you paying too much in taxes? When you wake up, does your back hurt so bad that you got to grab the wall? Are you unable to see your family because you're working so much in your job? Do you hate working these odd hours and doing these strange things where you could get hurt really bad? And you're tired of that? Are you feeling disrespected at your job? You go into your job and you absolutely hate it because you're worth more and you know you're out there doing great things, but nobody respects you? How many of you guys are feeling me? Are you tired of sitting there and looking at a screen wondering, I know these things, I've heard these things, but you have no idea where to start and how to even begin to make money using the internet, even though you know you have the capability to do it? Are you having trouble trying to figure out who you need to sell to? And because of that, you can't figure out how to make an offer, and therefore you can't make offers, and therefore you can't make money? Are we learning anything here? Okay. All right. Here's another one for happiness. I am lonely and can't find love. That's a problem, isn't it? I want to find my dream wife. Do you want to find your dream wife? That's not the problem. You follow me? We light bulb in here? Okay. If you're not, this is my fault, by the way, that I've not given this to you the right way. I have not presented this to you the proper way. And I had I've been working on these slides all flipping day. I had a freaking moment in there. I was like, holy shit. I mean, this is why it's so important to get around the right room and get in the right places, because things that you inherently do, like I'm doing these things, but I was not presenting to them. I wasn't presenting them to you correctly. Okay. So scale or fail. Scale is what happens after you sell something. Okay. A lot of people, when they hear the word scale, what do you think of when you hear the word scale? Okay. What do you think when you hear the word scale? You think big money. You think, yeah, expanding. You think like, oh, big money and all this stuff. Scale is just what happens after you sell something. Okay. So I want you to think about this. Scale is literally how you fulfill if you get more customers. Okay. It's when you grow your audience faster than sales. Okay. So it's kind of like, you guys probably might be wondering, like, why is Mike selling a membership for $97 when he used to sell this exact same thing for $5,800, $9,800, even up to $20,000, right? I've sold this exact same thing. I told you from the very beginning, an offer that is working is never dead. It just needs to be repackaged. Do you understand? So the reason why I'm doing this, okay, is because of this right here. And this is going to help solve a lot of your problems of you guys. I don't know what offer to make. I don't know to do low ticket, high ticket, memberships. Do you realize every single one of those things works? And this is where the confusion was happening with us. Because Mike, you said membership. Mike, you said, what about high ticket? You said not high ticket. All this crap. And I'm like, what is the problem here? And the problem is we need to understand something here. When you have less credibility, you got to do more work. When you have more credibility, you can do less work. It's just the way it is. Credibility is not something that you get when you win the big prize, or when you make $1 million, or when you made a bunch of sales. Okay? Credibility is showing up. Credibility is showing up and educating somebody. You are making money by using your advice, using your mouth. That's how we make money, us people here on this internet thing right now. You make money with your advice. Okay? Okay? One of my students lost her job due to bad English. I really felt that. Okay. So think about this. Did you just lose your job and you don't have pay coming in because you don't know how to speak English? That's a problem, isn't it? That's a problem, isn't it? Now we're talking. Yeah, I guarantee you if she would have heard that, if she wasn't one of your students, whatever, and you were talking about that, and that had just happened to her, she'd be glued to you like freaking flies on you know what. And you know that. So if people aren't listening to you, it's not because of your thumbnail. It's not because of your freaking headline. It's not because of any of that shit. It's because they don't want to listen to you. You are not talking to them. They cannot hear you. You guys hear me? I am not going to let you guys fail. I'm not going to quit on you. Now, you might quit on yourself, but I'm not going to. But in 2024, your asses are making a shitload of money, whether you like it or not. Now, you don't have to show up. That's your deal. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not. It's been too long. It's not this. I'm done with it. You guys are going to do this. Some of you guys won't follow me anymore. Some of you guys won't be around because I'm telling you, I'm not here to teach you. I'm here to test you. Like, I'm here to get you there. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to help you make money using the internet, selling your advice. And I'm going to show you how to do this stuff. I had like a come to Jesus moment, and I'm not even, like I had this opening, like it was what I needed. It was what I needed. I'm so glad. And if for any of you that are thinking like, I mean, I can't tell you how powerful information can be. Okay. I can't tell you. So, let's do it. So let's create a bit. Now, the reason I'm selling a membership program and I can make the money that I'm making with it is because of this green line right here. Okay. This says time in the middle. Okay. I can do the things that I'm doing and still do it. I've built up some credibility. I've been doing this for 15 years. I've been educating people about how to use the internet for a long freaking time. I have done thousands of videos, thousands of webinars, tons of lives, tons of content. Okay. I've built some credibility up. And so here's what it looks like. All right. Here's what this looks like. When you have less credibility, you have to do more done for you type stuff. Okay. You have to do more one-to-one coaching type offers. You have to do more done with you style offers. You have to do more private live event type stuff. Just accept that and get your ass to work on it. Because the sooner you do that, the sooner you you shift to the other side. Do you understand? So then when you get to the other side, you can do membership sites and group coaching and masterminds and large events and shit like that. And you don't even literally I'm telling you, this lady has done over $52 million in the last 10 years by doing one presentation per week. Please understand this.
Mike, will you say that one more time? Before you
This
start a
lady,
community, we need to do what?
What's that?
Will you say that one more time? We need to do this before we start doing a community. What did you mean by that?
Oh, so you can do a community. You can do a community. Good question. So you can have a membership site. You can have group coaching and masterminds and things like that. But while you're building those, your primary focus needs to be on done for you, one-to-one coaching, done with you, private events. I went door to door to places and went to them and worked with them one-on-one, done for you, agency, coaching. I did all this stuff. I worked in rooms with 3 to 5 people in them where I literally over their shoulder on a computer, click here, press this, do that. Okay. I have put in that. I was looking at this. I'm like, I've put in this time and this work, and that's why I can do a membership site and grow it the way I can. Okay. So what you need to do in the beginning is understand this. You need to get really good at being able to speak to your audience. because that's everything that I've done in all the things that I'm doing, including this very second, is what I'm doing right now, which is speaking. And I've gotten to a place where I can speak pretty well. Okay. And that is the key. Before all else, you've got to learn how to speak. And this could be, you can speak with a pen just like you can your mouth. You can, it doesn't mean you need to see me. Okay. I could shut me off right now. As long as you could hear me, that's all that would matter. Okay. So get this idea out of your head that you're going to have to put in more work. Okay. So it's like this, you got to pay your dues. Okay. Before you can get the easy money, you've got to pay your dues. Okay. You're going to have to, if you've got less credibility, you're going to need to do more work. As time goes and you do that, you'll have more credibility. You can do less work and you can make the same. You'll make a lot more money actually. As you go, you'll work less and make way more money because you have credibility. Okay. You'll earn that by doing these events and private events and done with you, or, let's see here. What do we got? I'm having a hard time even doing a done for you product because I suck at presentation speaking. I can't even grow an audience. Okay. Well, first off, you're going to need to change your brain on this stuff. Okay. This I can't stuff doesn't work. Okay. That shit needs to go. Get that I can't thing out of your brain. All right. You're going to have to step into, you're going to have to lead, you're going to have to manage your mind on this. If I'm out there saying, I can't, how is that going to help me? You don't say, I can't. Okay. You don't say that. Okay. We're not saying that. What you need to do is you need to grow your audience. Instead, say, I need to grow my audience. I need to inspire, educate, ask, motivate. Let me explain this to you. By inspire, you need to get somebody's attention. You know how you inspire somebody? Let me inspire somebody right now. Hey, family food truck, what's your question real quick?
You keep going. I'll ask you in just a second. I'll get you off track.
Okay. Okay. So let me show you how you can inspire somebody real quick. Bill, what's a problem you're having right now?
Just trying to find out my avatar. I think that's just a big wedge.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah,
that's enough. All right. So doesn't know his avatar. So here's how I inspire somebody. Are you listening, Asha? I don't mean to mess your name up. Okay. Okay. So let's say that my audience was people that didn't know their avatar. Okay. Here's how you start building an audience. Okay. Are you trying to make money, but you can't figure out who your audience is? I'm going to share with you 3 to 5 points where I'm going to break down the 3 key things that you need to figure out your audience today in this video. How does that make you feel, Bill? Does that make you feel like, man, I need to watch this video because there could be 3 things in there? It's kind of upped your feelings a little bit,
I'm ready
right?
to take notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to take notes.
You inspired somebody. The hook is so easy when you understand the problem. You're not building an audience because you don't know the problem you're solving. You don't know how to present and you can't speak because you don't know the problem you're solving. And I'm going to show you on here today, right now, how to solve that problem. For all of you that don't know what the problem is that you solve, you're about to figure it out here. Okay? We're just getting warmed up here. This ain't even, I'm going to go through 10 offer problems and I'm going to fix you guys here in just a minute. Okay? You guys cool with that? You excited about this? I'm serious.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
So that's what you're going to do. If you want to inspire somebody, that's what you're going to do. Educate, 3 to 5 points. This is easy stuff. You know what the biggest problem is? You guys are not going to be consistent. You're scared of a goddamn camera or a computer. Who gives a shit about what anybody thinks about you? They're not feeding your children. They're not visiting your spouse. Forget about that. You've got to get around that. You got to step into this thing and get out of this thing. I'm telling you, you got to learn how to manage your mind. That they kept telling us that all the time, how to manage your mind. Somebody would fricking say something and they would just, you got to snap out of that thinking. Quit thinking I can't, or all this stuff. It's got to go away. Okay. It's got to go away. You got to just believe and understand what you're doing. You have to understand what problem you're solving, and you need to start focusing on that. And you're going to figure it out here in just a second. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to figure out how to grow your audience faster than your sales. Okay. That's when you're getting scale. All right. Like, we really need to focus on this. You need to grow your audience faster than your sales. If you do that, how do you grow your audience? Okay. How do you grow your audience? Inspire, educate, ask, motivate. When it comes to asking, okay, when we ask, after we've inspired and educated, it's really simple to ask. Okay. What do we ask? Remember, I told you guys this. If you haven't, write these down. It's recorded, but write these down. Okay. I'll do them to you right now. All right. And you guys, I want you to start. I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing this. So you sure as hell need to be doing this. Do you understand me? I'm going to be working with people live. I'm going to be creating. I just told people for the next 20 days, I'm going to send them a Loom video showing them how to make 7,000 in 20 days by Christmas. I'm doing that for free. Now, why am I doing that, Bijan? What am I doing there?
You're inspiring before you ask.
Yep, I'm inspiring before I ask. And what am I doing? Connection is currency. If I can't get people connected to me, they are not going to buy from me. You guys all hear that? If you can't get people to connect with you, they are not going to buy from you. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. They can't know you, like you, and trust you if you're sitting there scared, not doing anything. If you're not deciding and acting. Do you understand what I'm saying? You guys are not making money because you are not doing anything. You are not putting the video out. You're indecisive. It is a form of self-abuse. You need to stop being indecisive. Just decide and do it. Okay? So now listen to me. What you'll do is you'll be doing this stuff live. You got to build. I'm for 20 days going to build a connection. I've already got close to 100 leads in there after one day of me going live and posting a video. And I use this framework that I'm using with you, and you guys can do this, whether you're writing it, saying it, speaking it on a camera, whatever you do. Speaking is from you to the world, whatever fashion you want to do that in. It just needs to happen, and it needs to happen consistently. And you guys need to be posting about 7 times per day, every 3 to 4 hours. Oh, Mike, that's a lot of work. Well, then money's probably not coming to you. I'm not asking you to go pick up boulders and walk across the sharp glass with no shoes on. I'm asking you to put out a 10-second post. It can be 10 seconds. What are we going to do? I've made you guys something. I'm going to be putting this training in there tomorrow. It's called Inspire. The one that I was telling you about, it's how to post on social media. Inspire is an acronym that I made you, and it's going to tell you exactly what you can post each and every day for your 7 posts. It's a theme for each post so that you know what to post. You're not going to be like, oh, I don't know what to post. You're going to know exactly what to post. Okay. And it's up to you whether you do it or not. I can't make you do it. I can't make you do the push-ups. Okay. Now, when you go to do your ask, you inspire because you know the problem. You can present a whiplash moment because you know the problem. You educate. You're going to be sharing, a quick win. You're going to give them a little win, right? And by you sharing what you're educating, it opens up a loop in their brain, and they're going, well, shit, now how do I do that? And then as you're doing that, you say, are you seeing how important this is? Are you guys seeing how important this is? Okay. See, I'm getting, that's a little bit of the ask. That's a trial close there. And then I say, how many of you think you guys need more training on this? Yeah. Okay. And then how would you guys like me to train you guys more on this? Me personally, that'd be something you guys are interested. Those are those trial closes. You can do this throughout your social, all this stuff. Okay. Now, I want to talk to you real quick about the market awareness stuff, because you guys I feel like we're not getting this. right? So people that are most aware, these customers are fully aware of your product and how it compares to other products like yours. Okay. They recognize the value and they're either ready to make a purchase or they have already done so. Okay. And so at this stage, the focus is often on loyalty or post-purchase engagement. We're either trying to get them to purchase more or tell other people about us, but they've either made a purchase, they're ready to purchase. They know that there's a Chevy truck and a Dodge truck and a Ford truck and all this crap. They know the differences. They probably are driving one right now. Those are most aware. Then you have product aware people. So these are customers. They know about your product or service, but they're not yet convinced it is the right product for them. It's the right solution for them. Okay, they're comparing the features, the benefits, the prices, the other factors between the different offerings. So they're in this, they're trying, like they're sold on the idea that there's a solution for them out there, but they're trying to figure out what's the best. Does this truck has massage seats in it? This one doesn't. This one has a better radio. This one doesn't. They're in that place, okay? And then you have solution aware people, right? So at the solution aware people, these people are aware that there is a solution to their problem, but they don't know that there's a product for the solution. They don't know that there's a product that has the solution. They're just aware that there is something that can solve the problem. Okay. So that, you know, they might not know about what it is that you offer, but they know that there's something out there that can help them, that can solve their problem. They're exploring different options. Okay. But they haven't dialed it down to a brand or a product or a solution. Then you have problem aware. These people, they know they have a problem. They know that there's something wrong. They know their back hurts. They know they can't speak English. And because of that, they're not able to keep a job because they cannot speak English. So they can't make money because they can't speak English. They know these things. Okay. But they have no idea that there's a way to fix it. They don't know that, you know, Burton has a solution. They don't know that. Okay. They understand that their pain points are, okay, but they have not, they're not exploring anything because they don't have any options. And then the unaware, these are people that don't even know that they have a specific problem. Okay. And consequently, they're unaware of products, services that could address the issues. They're like, they're just experiencing this problem or pain, but they're not quite sure what's going on. Okay. Weak. What do you mean weak? So here's what I want you to know. Okay. Your conversion content is you're literally talking to people about, like today, I did conversion content. Okay. Today I actually did marketing content today. All right. Where people, they knew they had a problem and they knew that they knew I had a solution, but they didn't know I had a product or anything like that. They opted in at the very end. They found out that I had that. I just got on there and was teaching them about the 7,020 days. Okay. So these people this is where you're going to live most of the time. The unaware people that are unaware, you can bring them in with anything. And this is where you don't see the like thing behind the curtain. A lot of you is, you know, you see these people talking about like, you know, like branding content, where you'll see like Brad Lee on TikTok. He's talking about, you know, oh, I think, you know, Elon Musk is this type of person or whatever. And by doing that, he's getting a bunch of people's attention, and then he's going to move them down with marketing content. And he's going to start talking about problems that they might have. And he's going to start talking about those things. And then they're going to think, oh, I've got this problem. I'm pretty sure they're going to start coming up with a solution and all these things. Okay. Like Neil Patel, he can work down here in the people in this conversion content, this little small area. He can make millions and millions of dollars down there. He's working with people that are product aware, and they're most aware. They know that they have a problem. And so he'll charge $100,000 a month for SEO services. And he'll charge that to corporations. And you know what he'll do? Is because these corporations, if somebody's talking trash on them and that pops up in the search engine optimization, these articles about people talking smack on their company, that can drop their stock price. But when their stock price goes down, it moves down in millions of dollars. He's charging 100,000 to move their SEO content up in the rankings so that when people find these articles, there's more articles out there being found about how that other crap is bull crap and how their thing is the right thing. Okay. So some businesses never have to leave this conversion content right here to make big, big, big money. Okay. You're going to live right down in here, these two places, marketing content and conversion content. Question, what are you offering for those customers that are interested in making 7,000 in 20 days? Do they need to come up with a product that solves a problem within 20 days? Yeah, so I'm going to teach them how to do weekly webinars. I'm going to teach, they're not webinars, they're just going to be workshops. But yeah, the people that are joining me, I'm going to be showing them how they're going to use their mouth and their advice, because that was the key thing. The people that I talked to on there, I let them know that, hey, I'm sure I help people create, launch, and scale businesses where they use their advice to make money. I said, if you're not that person, then this is not going to be for you. If you're not willing to speak and put yourself out there, this is not going to work for you. So during those 20 days, I'm going to coach them. Some of them won't make that 7,000 before Christmas because they're going to think, they're going to get into indecisiveness. They're going to sit there, oh, I don't think I can do this, all this stuff. I'm going to coach them through that and show them, hey, first off, we've got to figure out what your offer is. And that's what we're about to jump into right now with you. Okay. So what I'm going to teach them is what I'm about to show you guys right now. I'm just going to take it a little bit deeper, and I'm going to take them through how to like create the funnel and stuff like that. But it's just, I'm going to be talking to them. They're literally getting a Loom video. It's not going to be me showing my screen and stuff like that. It's literally just going to be me talking to them. And I'm going to build a connection with them. And a lot of them are going to join Build Lab. I'm going to make probably a bigger offer, maybe for a couple $1,000s, where I'll work with maybe 10 people and really help them dive deep in it or something. Okay. Or I'll be making different little, I'm going to make a smaller offer for the ongoing pocket coaching. Most of them are going to be wanting more of that after 20 days. And I'm going to tell them, hey, for $27 a month, I already tested the offer with them. I said, how many of you guys right now, if I would have said, hey, I'll teach you how to do this by Christmas in 20 days, you guys would have paid me $27 on here right now today. And it was just like 27. It was just going crazy. So if I can, get a couple hundred people paying $27 a month by the end of 20 days for a pocket coaching, where each day I get on and just give them a single, less than 5-minute video about pocket coaching, that can be an extra $5,500 a month coming in. And then a lot of those people will move up to Build Lab. Now, you guys in Build Lab are already going to get pocket coaching. You guys are going to get the same thing they're getting for being a part of Build Lab. So this is something that you guys can offer as well. Okay. And I'm doing it because I need to create connection. Connection is the new currency. It is the currency. You have to do an offer that builds connection. When I do a VSL and I make them a couple hours long, or I do this big VSL, or I do emails, what do you think is happening there? When I go live, what do you think I'm doing? I'm building connection. So that when I go to make an offer, I've already done so much consequence building. I've done so much talking about what they can and can't do and the problem and everything, that they're ready. This is not happening with a lot of you. You're just thinking about, and listen, this is not your fault. Don't take this as like, oh, Mike, you're a dick. Like, it's not like that. I'm trying to help you see through this so that you can get this to happen. Okay. All right. So let's, so I hopefully that answered, Asha, hopefully that answered your question there. Okay. All right. So these are the 10 offer non-negotiables. All right. This is where it really kicks in here. And I've only got like 20 minutes to do this. So this is going to be huge. Okay. What I'm about to share with you, this is like everything up until this point has just been sizzle. Okay. This is like the real deal here. Okay. You have got to figure these things out here that I'm about to talk about. This is non-negotiable stuff here. Okay. If you make offers with what I'm going to be sharing with you in the next 10 offer non-negotiables, it can be literally like black and white change in your content, in your ability to sell things, everything. Okay. All right. You guys ready? Okay. Offer non-negotiable number 1 is you need to pick the problem. So hopefully, Bill, you're on here. This is really important right now. Okay. Pick the problem. So when I talked about here earlier, we were talking about the health, the wealth, and the happiness, and we were talking about your problem. A lot of you were not understanding what the problem is. Okay. You guys were talking about the thing that happens when the problem is solved. Okay. Are we clear on this? I know we talked about this, but are we clear on this now? Do you guys understand what I'm talking about when I say this? You know the problem that you're solving. Like, Bill, do you know the problem that you're solving?
Say that again, Mike.
Do you know what problem that you're solving?
Yeah, I'm helping people get out of debt.
That's not the problem. Okay, you're helping people get out of debt. What's the problem that they have? Why are they in debt?
Because they can't
Here's the
control their
problem.
spending habits.
So you're helping people get out of debt. What's the problem? They're in debt. What is the problem? What can they not do because of debt?
They're limited. They can't go on vacation. They're stressed.
Okay. If you
Are
listed
you
out
stressed
all the
because
problems,
are you stressed because you can't pay your bills? Are you stressed because can't provide for your family? Are you stressed because of this?
yeah. So that's that you're getting kind of close. But if we wanted to you need to get intimate. What's up, Ben?
Don't you have to identify 5 reasons they're in debt and to try to connect?
Yeah. So, there's a core thing that's going to move them. You don't quite know what that is until you interact with them. That's why it's so important for you guys to get on live with people, do live Zooms, go live actually. Okay. They're living paycheck to paycheck, not making enough. So they are in debt. They are feeling overwhelmed. Nope. That's true. What you said is true. What you said is true. But what is the real intimate problem? When you're in debt, what can you not do? When you think
I should
about
know
being
this.
in debt, what hurts? What gets the feelers going? What really jerks you around? Now, number one, I want you to understand something. You can go to ChatGPT and you can say, what is the emotional problems and triggers and pain that comes to somebody that is in debt? Okay. They can't afford to buy their children. Now we're getting into it. If you're in debt and you don't have any money, hey, can you not, you can't afford to, imagine maybe you're in debt, right? Okay. So this person's in debt. You're in debt, Bill. Let's say you're in debt. And let's say that you're in debt so bad that you can't buy your children Christmas presents because you're in debt.
Okay.
How does that make you feel? That your kids are going to not have a Christmas. They're going to sit around. The other kids are going to be playing with their toys out in the yard and shit like that across the street. And your kids are going to be watching through the window. And because you're in debt, you couldn't buy your kids Christmas present. If I could show you how to get out of debt, if I could show you how to be able to actually afford things and be able to, maybe go on that trip with your wife that you've been putting off, or maybe you're tired of borrowing money from your parents, or you're tired of, having to go figure out these, go do these weird, strange things to get some loose cash just to maybe buy a present or do anything. How much longer are you going to put up with that? What happens if you don't get that figured out this year? The thing, can't get a mortgage to buy your own house. So there's another reason. Okay. I talk about being able to keep commitments that you've made. Okay. I talk about being able to keep commitments that you've made, living paycheck to paycheck. Let me keep going here. Your mind is always preoccupied with thinking about the debt. Are you tired of having to think about money? You're always thinking about this debt that you have. And because of that, the quality of life, you can't even go anywhere, do anything. And you're always thinking about this. It attacks your integrity and your character. Okay.
Yeah,
So if you're helping people
depressed.
get out of debt, all right, the real problem is not the debt is it's like a symptom of the problem. Okay. So I want you guys to write down my problem. The problem my person has is, and then my person wants. What do they want? They want to get out of debt, right? Bill, they want to get out of debt, right? That's what they want.
Correct. Yeah, they want to get out of debt.
Or do they want to have money so they don't have debt?
Correct.
Okay, you guys all
latter.
need to write this down for your person. The problem my person has is, and my person wants, what do they want? Okay, remember, you are in health, wealth, or happiness. Your person wants money. Because if they had money, they wouldn't have debt, would they? Nope, they wouldn't.
Correct.
If they had a bunch of money, they wouldn't have debt. Okay. The problem my person, what's up?
Couldn't they want status?
I think when you're in debt and you're broke, the last thing you're worried about is status. But
Okay, I guess I meant in general terms.
well, now this is what's interesting, okay? And we're going to talk about this here in a few, because a lot of people, they'll be like, well, if my person made money, then they would get healthier and they would have more happiness and all this stuff. No, you are in one, or you're in one of the three majors. You're in health, wealth, or happiness. Happiness is relationships, connecting with others, etc. But my person wants, okay, and the problem my person has is, okay, because if you're trying to get people out of debt, the problem is lack of money. The person wants to get money. Exactly. Okay. The problem they have, lack of money, but that's the lack of money. What's the problem behind that? Why are they having a lack of money? Okay. Problem my person is they are working for someone else and are not connected to their family. Okay. My person wants is to connect family, make money, and be free from clocking in. You can simplify that down. Okay. The person, they work for someone else. Okay. So let me say this to you. Hey, do you work for somebody else? Does that sound like I'm addressing a problem? When they work for somebody else, what's the problem? So Ben, you said it to me a few times. Okay. Let me just ask you this. They don't have time freedom. Okay. Yeah. And you want to get intimate with that. You can, there's a million ways to get intimate once you know the problem. Okay. So for instance, the problem is no options, no control. Okay. That's a problem. Are you tired? Like, I want you guys, when you think about what your problem is for your people, I want you to think about this for a second. Okay. Please think about this. You have got to figure that if you do not nail this first one, it's all shit from here down. Like, you just can't. You got to get this first one figured out. It's not the person first. It's not the person first, Bill. You said, well, I would know if I knew my person. It's not, you're not fixing people. You're fixing problems. People just have problems. The moment you know the problem you're solving, all the people show up all of a sudden.
Okay.
Okay. We're not fixing people. We're fixing problems. You feel me?
Okay.
Okay. So we've got to nail this. This is why there's nothing happening. Okay.
Okay. Just to
I
make
hated
sure.
what. Here we go. Ben just nailed it. I hated watching my wife clean houses. That's why I started a food truck. Okay, here we go. Okay. Are you tired of having that feeling? Watching your spouse have to work hard and do, clean houses and clean toilets, and you feel guilty. You feel terrible about it. And yet you don't know what to do? What if I could show you how to get your wife from having to stop clean houses, having to stop going and leaving and working in these weird jobs that they don't want to be in? Yeah, think about that. He just says, Jesus, that gives me goosebumps. Exactly what happened. This is how you make an intimate offer. Now, what am I really talking about here? What's the number one thing? Now, just stop here. This is a very good example. I'm so glad you guys, this is connecting. You guys are getting through. This is doing it. Now, feel me on this. What is the number one thing now? If I were to say, we're talking about Ben here. He's doing a great job here. What does Ben actually want? And Bill, you're the only one that can answer. What does Ben actually want? It's one word. What one thing would fix all of Ben's problems when it comes to what he's talking about? Money.
Just money. Yeah, to have his wife out of the workforce.
If Ben right now had $40 million, do you think he would have any trouble with, yes, money? Okay. Now, what's the problem that he has? He hates watching his wife clean houses and scrub toilets. That's the problem. He just said, I hated watching my wife clean houses. That's a problem.
So guilt. That's the emotion.
Guilt and emotion. Now, how do you make that intimate for somebody? Are you sick and tired when your friends ask you, you want to go to the beach? And because you know that you're overweight and you know you look like shit with your shirt off, you know you do. I'm not talking to anybody on here. I'm just trying to talk to you about how to create an intimate offer. Okay. I'm talking about how to make 7,000 in 20 days so that you can have a carefree, guilt-free Christmas and not have to go another holiday hating the holidays because here it is presents time and you don't got a pot to piss in. Are you feeling that? Do you not like that? Now, after that happens, guess what? I might talk about on the New Year's. Hey, New Year's party's coming up. You're invited to go to the cocktail party, but you can't. For a couple reasons. You can't afford a nice outfit. You can't afford to even go. Heck, you got to work for some boss. They're going to make you work because you don't have your own business. You don't have your own job. You can't work when you want to. How much longer are you going to feel that and want to do that? Do you get tired of that? I can keep changing it all the time. I've been changing it over and over and over. And you keep doing it till it hits. You find what that thing is. Again, if Ben was, working like he is right now, and let's say he had a moment to like decompose or decompress himself, and he flips on the Facebooks or the TikToks, or it wouldn't matter what it is on, and I get on there and I was saying things like, are you freaking pissed off and mad because your wife has to work because you don't have enough of what it takes to make her not have to work and you can't afford to keep her home? And so now she's out doing crummy jobs. She can't stay home. Ben would be so laser glued to the freaking video, it wouldn't even be funny. He'd be waiting to hear what's next. And if I said, I'm going to show you 3 things in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to give you exact steps that you need to take and what you can do to get your wife home and not have to work and go clean houses or go work for some scumbag that disrespects her or whatever. Okay, I want you to pay attention because I'm going to share that with you. You guys ready for that? It'd be almost impossible for him to shut that screen down. Am I right, Ben? Would that not be you? This is why nobody's listening. Okay, so again, I don't know how to make it stop. Okay. Yep. Okay. So Burton says person is embarrassed to speak, wants to speak with confidence to succeed. No, they want money. If they had money, they wouldn't have to worry about any of that stuff. They wouldn't have to be embarrassed in front of anybody because they'd have money. They wouldn't even have to be there. Your person wants to be healthier, okay, or skinnier. Your person wants money, but people don't go get what they want, because if they did, you guys would all have it.
But isn't there more than money? Like if you were in medicine and you didn't feel you were a good doctor, or I mean, I know people have $100 million, but they still
Yeah,
do
their problem
things.
isn't money. Their problem is health, mental health.
Right.
If they're not happy, hey, you've got $100 million, but you're thinking about suicide.
You're right.
Now, do I have your attention if you're that person? Yes.
So now
You're
they're in
about
the
ready to
health.
kill yourself, and you're wondering how your family and how your friends and what people, you can't even, it's crazy. You've got $100 million and yet you're freaking miserable. How are you going to fix this? Do you understand me now?
Mhm.
You got to understand the problem. People spend money to solve problems. You got to understand the problem. Your people want money. That's why they want to speak business English. Your lady cannot make money now because she does not have a job. And the problem is because she can't speak English.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
had
the
a recording from a guy that said he was afraid he was going to lose his job as an executive because his English is not good enough.
That's the problem.
But I got
Your
that
person
this
wants
week.
to speak English.
Yeah.
Because if they don't speak English, they're going to lose their job. So the problem is your person, hey, are you afraid to lose your job because you can't speak English and therefore you're not going to be able to make your bills or keep your car payment or pay your food on the table? Let me show you what I have figured out, and I'm going to do a free workshop, and you guys can jump on, and every day for the next 7 days, I'm going to teach you the things that need to happen in order for you to get English figured out as quick as possible.
Yeah, what if we were selling sales skills? Then the problem is you're going to lose your job because you can't make your quotas.
If you're selling sales skills, then it's definitely sales, says it right in the name. I mean, they want
Yeah,
money.
you're not making sales.
Yeah.
So you're going to lose your job and you're not making the money, or you're not making enough money because you're not doing the deals.
Are you a stay-at-home mom unable to work because you can't afford daycare and you constantly dependent on your spouse that is living paycheck to paycheck? That's pretty laser focused, right? Hey, are you a stay-at-home mom and you're unable to work because you can't afford childcare? So you're stuck at home, and then the only money that you do have coming in is from your spouse, and they're living paycheck to paycheck. If I could show you in 7 days the steps that you would need to take to start getting out of that by the end of this month, would you join me on a workshop tomorrow at 1:00? Because I'm gonna go through the 3 key steps, or the 5 key steps, not more than 5, 3 to 5. That's it, 3 to 5. I'm gonna go over the 3 to 5 key steps that are gonna show you how to start fixing that problem immediately. Now, I can only have 20 people on that webinar, or I'm only going to have 20 people in that workshop. So if you're serious, go ahead and put your name and email on the page, and I'll send you an email, and I'll make sure you get the registration link. Tomorrow, it's at this time. I'm going to be going live tomorrow, and I'm going to be talking about blank. Okay? This is how you start building an audience and start building credibility. You understand? All right, I got to wrap this up, and we're only on the first one. I'm going to have to fly through these. We'll go through them again. Put this down. I want you guys to get this right here. The problem my person has is blank, and my person wants blank. Okay, next. Pick the person. Now we can pick the person, Bill. Okay, pick the person. What are their characteristics? Okay. So if a person, okay, if they weight loss is what they want. So that would be what they want. The problem is because they're fat, they're not going to be the bodybuilder on the, stand up and show their abs at the bodybuilding competition. Okay. Or they could be a mom that wants to lose the weight after pregnancy. Okay. Or they could be this busy professional that doesn't have time to lose weight. So they're getting fat and they're not looking good in their clothes and they're starting to work on their confidence, all these problems, right? So you see how weight loss, you can now apply it to the person. What's their characteristics? How old are they? What's the location? Where they are, where they want to be. Now you can pick that person, but it goes deeper. We're going to pick the right person later on. But now you can start picking the person. Who is your person? What are their personal characteristics about them? What are their professional characteristics about them?
Okay. You want me to go through them?
Well, no, I don't need you to, but you can do that. Okay. So my person
sounds good.
is this. Pick the person. Okay. So you've picked the problem. You know what they want. Now you need to pick the person. Who's this person based off their characteristics? Okay. One problem, the same problem can serve 1,000 different people. So you have to pick the person based off a problem. Okay. You can't, if you're helping people with weight loss, are you helping moms? Are you helping busy professionals? Are you helping weightlifters? Are you helping wrestlers? Because you talk to every one of those people. You're not going to talk about weight loss to a weightlifter the same way you will a mom. You understand? So you have to pick your person. So pick your person. All right. We'll go through more of these. I'll go through, I'm going to do training over these, but I'll get on live with you guys and do these with you. I don't care. Okay. So now you got to pick the market. Which one you in? Health, wealth, relationships. Okay. So health, offer to be healthier in some way, mental, physical. Okay. Sexual, doesn't matter. Wealth, offer to make or save money. Okay. Make or save money. And then happiness is offer to be happy, happier with yourself or others in relationships. You're in one of those three. And I know what a lot of people are thinking. Well, I'm in all three of them. No, you're not. You're going to pick one. You're in one of them. Okay. They're not overlapping. Well, if my person gets healthier, then they'll be wealthier, then they'll be happier. No, you're helping them in one of these things. Pick one. Okay. So my main market is fill that out. Okay. My main market is fill that out. Okay. Offer a non-negotiable number 4. Understand the consequences. This is the biggest mistake. We've been talking about this a lot. This is the biggest mistake. Okay. What is at stake? Most people think about how much their offer costs the person. Oh, is that too much money? Is that not enough money? Do you think I could charge this? What about this much? How much should I charge? Instead of thinking about the cost of your product, I want you to think, or your offer, I want you to think about what is it costing the customer if they don't solve the problem? What would happen to them? What's at stake if they don't fix it? What is at stake if Ben doesn't get, in the example he was talking about before he did fix, but what's it like, or Ben, right now you're in a job you don't get appreciated in, and you want out of it and all these things. What happens? What's at stake if you don't solve this problem? What's going to happen to you in the next year or 5 years if you don't solve this problem, or 10 years? Okay. Yeah, exactly. That's the stake. Think about that. He'll go out of his mind crazy. He could literally be he'll become more of a dickhead to be around. He'll be constantly thinking about, is this it? I'll blow my head. Like, if you spend the time on that, his kids got to grow up without a father. These are real things, by the way. When you start spending more time on that, price, I've always told you guys, price doesn't matter. Okay, if you can get you need to spend time on these consequences. You need to understand them. Okay, do not this is one of the most important things right here. Okay, so the consequences for my person are, okay, you need to answer this. All right, again, this is recorded. Okay, I'm going to keep going here. So you need to understand what they think. You need to speak to their perception. What do they think their problem is? Okay. They think their thumbnail and their headline is the problem. Okay. They think that what do they think they need that they don't need? They think they need this software. They think they need, to have all these kitchen, they think they need, like you said, Ben, they think they can just buy this truck, or they think it's, I just need a truck to make money in the food truck business. I need to, or what are they trying that is unnecessary, right? It's unnecessary. They're trying to get all these things, do all this stuff, and it's unnecessary. You need to be able to think about, what are they wasting their time on that won't help them? Okay. And so my person thinks they need blank. Okay. My person thinks they need this, and to learn English. They think they need to this. All right. What is that? And then what you've just found there is the old path. Okay. So in one sentence, what is the old path that they're attempting to use to get what they want? All right. What is the old path? Like, people think, nobody's buying high ticket anymore, or, super strict diets. Okay. That's what they think. Okay. The old path is, the old path is, you think to lose weight, you got to get on this super strict diet. Or you think the way you're going to make big money on the internet is only selling high ticket, or you think high ticket is dead, and or whatever, right? What is the old path that they think? You've got to nail this down. You can ask Chat GPT these questions. And if you don't do this stuff, well, listen, you're only hurting yourself. You're not hurting me. You understand? Don't waste your time. Okay? What is the old path that people think? You need to understand what they think. My people think they need these freaking softwares. You think you need funnels to make money online. Well, I'm here to tell you that you don't. Okay. Okay. If I said to people, hey, people think that the only way to make money online is funnels. Well, I'm going to share with you how you can make $1 million in 2024 without a funnel and sell online without having to run ads. Okay. It changes everything when you talk about it like this. I feel like I'm constantly in the old path. What do you mean?
Like I'm still using the old path to make money online.
And what is that?
Just the way that doesn't really work.
What is that?
Well,
what do you think that you're doing is the old path?
well, it comes down to like, I know the right things are out there. I just don't always, like, I don't do them, and I don't know them, or I don't like, it just doesn't come natural to me yet.
None of this shit didn't come natural to anybody. It didn't come natural to me either. You're learning new things. So everything's like strange and awkward and weird and doesn't feel right in the beginning like this. But go ahead, Ben, what's up?
So this is exactly what I was going to say earlier, and it was speaking directly to Bajan. You spoke earlier about doing some one-on-one stuff, learning how to speak and all that, and I know he's frustrated, but every single week he gets better by doing that. I think if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, but John's frustrated because he's not making $20,000 a month, but he's just got to get some more reps in. Like, he gets better by teaching me for $100 a month and working with me for $100 a month. Though that money's going to come when he continues to get better. Every week I speak to him, he's better every week. And then
100%.
every week on TikTok, he's better. And if he just keeps on putting that grind in, it's going to come for him.
What I tell you right here. You need to screenshot this.
I saw a 5-second TikTok earlier, and it was Barbara Corcoran, or the Shark Tank lady. She said, when you become the top of the pile, the money just, like, in your skill, the money will just start flowing to you. So that
comes right in.
Yeah. that kind of gave me some
Right
like,
here, though, you've got to just you need to screenshot this and keep your eye on this. You won't know when it transitions. It transitions. You start making money. You don't, and it's like, I'm telling you, it's the craziest thing. But the problem is people don't put the time in. They don't put the work in. They're looking for a shortcut, the Chat GPT hack, the whatever it is. You just got to work, put in the time. You got to show up. You got to speak it. You got to talk it. You're going to sound like a freaking buffoon until you don't. I sounded like a buffoon. I still sound like a buffoon. This shit just doesn't change. You just got to
But you
keep
also-
going.
You also hit the nail on the head tonight, because this is some stuff that we've been doing wrong, and we've got to improve on it.
You got to fix these 10 things. These are, I put them together here. My person thinks they need this. They think they need a funnel, or they think they need, keto diet. Okay. And the old path is what? Okay. They think that it's this and that and all. What are the things that they think is the problem? Oh, I'm not in the right offer or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Think about it. What do they what's the old path that they're attempting to use to get what they want? Okay. I keep moving here. All right. What do you know now? This is number 6. What do you know is the problem? Okay. So what is the real thing that's stopping them? What is the real source of the problem? Okay. Well, the real thing that's stopping them from losing weight is, it's not that they're eating the wrong things. It's that they're eating all throughout the day or whatever, right? Or they're eating too much sugar throughout the day. Okay. And the real source of the problem is they don't have any clue that every time they eat, it launches insulin into their body and then starts the process of storing fat instead of burning fat. And so all day long, every time they eat that little cracker that, oh, it's only 20 calories. Yeah, that's not the point. The point is you still have shit in your body from earlier that day. And because you ate that little cracker, it launched insulin into your body. And now everything that you had in you that was getting ready to burn is going to go ahead and store. So that's why they have fasting. Okay. So whatever. All right. I'm not a freaking health expert or anything. I'm just saying. So, the real thing that's stopping them, okay, is they think that they need to have all this credibility, or they need to have all these funnels, and they need to have all this stuff. Okay, the real source of the problem is they don't know how to speak to their audience. They don't know how to get attention. Okay, so what is the real source? So again, the root of the problem is their marketing actually just sucks, right? Okay, their marketing sucks. They don't know how to speak to their audience, right? Or the root of the problem is they're eating too much sugar, or the root of the problem is they're focused on me instead of we, or whatever. Okay, what do you know is the problem of your person? Okay, Bijan, when I talked about this up here, where you've got all this stuff, you can teach landing pages, you can teach all this shit. You can teach, you of all people have all these ingredients to all this stuff. How to use Excel, how to use this, how to save this, bitch. You're the wizard. But you just need to grab a couple ingredients and rock with that, or your thing's going to taste like shit. Okay. You find a couple things. Hey, you're going to show somebody how to set up their emails. Okay. What's the problem? All right. Oh, I'm not getting any sales. Well, are you following up with people? Okay. Like, if the problem is you're not converting your leads, you're getting leads and they're not converting. This is the problem. Okay. You have leads and they're not converting. And because they're not converting, you're not making money. And if you're not making money, you can't afford your lifestyle. You can't afford that car. You're going to have to tell your wife she's got to go back to work. So if you don't get the leads converted, what's the word? Think about what's going to happen to you. What's at stake if you don't get those leads converted? You spent this money on this stuff. You've got these leads. Now what the hell's going to happen? You're going to be embarrassed when you have to go back and get a job. All your friends seen you go work for yourself. And because you don't know how to convert your leads, you're going to have to go back and get a job and look like a failure in front of everybody. You're going to have to tell your wife it didn't work out. You're going to have to tell your husband it didn't work out. You're going to have to tell your kids, hey, I screwed up. I can't get any Christmas presents because I don't know how to convert leads. So what I want to show you is if you want to, you need to convert those leads. Okay. So I'm going to show you in 3 simple steps how I use inbox influence to convert those leads into actual sales by sending out 1 email every day. And I'm going to show you the exact style that I use and how to set that up. Do you understand me? Okay. You're taking just the little ingredients here. This lady has made over $70 million teaching list building. And then once they get into her thing to learn how to build their list, then she can sell them all kinds of offers. She can do the banana and broccoli milk mix. She could teach them the strawberry banana smoothie mix. This one's $2,000. This one over here is $1,000. How many workouts do you want to learn? Okay. Yes. Okay. So let me get back here. I'm going to wrap this up here. We got to get going. So again, what is the root of your person's problem? Okay. What do you know is the problem? All right. What is the problem? Why can't they convert the leads, Bajan?
They're just not taking the simple steps to follow up.
Yeah, they're not following up. The real problem that you can't do your leads is you're not consistently following up. You're not sending an email every single day, getting your people to connect with you, because connection is currency. If you have not wrote that down. Okay, now that we know that, we need to pick the path. The path is the solution. Okay, this is not your product. This is what everybody screws up. The path is not your product. The path is not your product. The path is the solution. What's the new way to get what they want? Well, the old way to follow up is, the old way people thought that they had to, call people and send them snail mail, and they needed to call them every 30 days on a Rolodex, or they don't want to send too many emails. They don't want to do that. And you got to manually send out an email. Okay. They got to go like Burton. He's got to, he's following up with people manually out there on LinkedIn. Okay. He's following up manually out there on LinkedIn. What's the new approach to solving their problem? You need automated emails going out so that they go out without you having to think. You pre-schedule them. They're ready to go. So when somebody becomes a lead, they automatically start getting these emails every day that's building that know, like, and trust. That's talking about the consequences of not solving the problem. That's talking about the actual problem. That's talking about the new way, right? This is not your offer. This is the path to solving it. So think about this. A person's problem is they need to get from A to B as fast as possible. They can't get to the place fast enough, so they miss it all the time. Okay? So the solution is what? Finding some way to get there faster. The solution is a plane. Instead of driving there, we started this new thing up called the plane. Okay? With a plane, you can get above the mess and you can fly up in the sky at higher speeds. And because of those higher speeds, you can get somewhere from A to B faster. So the solution is I've got to get you to understand how a plane works. And you got to believe that a plane can take you from one place to the other faster. Okay? Then my offer at that point, is let me show you how to get a plane ticket. Let me show you how to get on an airplane and get there. That's the offer. The path is not your offer. This is where people screw this up. They think that their product is the solution. Your product is not the solution. Having a consistent email go out that connects with your audience is the solution. The offer is, let me show you how to set up those emails and let me show you how to program those emails and what they need to say and how they need to go out. Okay. For you guys, the solution is you need to speak. Okay. That's not my product. The solution is you need to know how to speak. If you knew how to speak to your audience, you wouldn't have to worry about sales. Sales would be irrelevant at that point. You wouldn't have to worry about it. Because if you knew how to speak to your audience, you'd be connected with them. They would know you. They would like you. They would trust you. And then you wouldn't have to worry about sales. So my offer then would be, let me show you how to speak. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Is this connecting? So what's the new path? What's the new path? Again, this is not your offer. Your offer is the thing that will help them execute the path faster, easier. Let me show you how to get a plane ticket faster than anybody else. Let me show you how to get a plane ticket easier than everybody else. Let me show you how to get a plane ticket. You need to get from point A to point B. You're just driving. You need a plane. So let me show you how to get a plane ticket easier, faster. Let me show you how to get it with some help. Let me show you how to cut in front of the line. You guys follow me? Okay. What's the path? All right. Pick the right person. All right. Now pay attention here. This is huge for a lot of you. Okay. Bill, this is huge. Okay. So you've already picked your person. Okay. There's this person, they're in debt, right? The problem is they don't have the problem is because they're in debt. I don't think debt is a very good one, by the way, Bill. I don't think that that's a very strong thing to go after. I don't know what the hell you're doing, but I don't know where debt came from. Are you selling like debt relief programs or something?
Yeah, it's just, well, I'm going to be doing like, just, oh shoot, now I forgot the word. Basically, shoot. I forgot the word for it.
Consolidation?
Not consolidation. It's same. I'm just going to do, basically what you're doing, but it's just going to be for like, dang it. What is it?
Faceless?
Affiliate. But just for set up a program where you can do their own program.
Okay. So I don't think debt is the problem you're going after. I don't think that's a good problem. I think people don't give a shit about debt. That's why they'll buy a car, and as long as they can afford the car payment, they don't give a shit how much it costs. If I told you right now, Bill, you could drive a brand new Ferrari F-150, or you could drive a brand new, Rolls Royce Phantom for $450 a month. It's a $500,000 car, but everybody on this damn thing right now, if they could pay $450 a month to drive a 2024 Rolls Royce every day, they'd fucking do it.
Yeah. It's a symptom.
That ain't a problem.
It's a symptom of the problem.
Yeah, debt ain't a problem. The problem is they can't afford shit. They don't have any money. They can't do nothing. They're sick. They're sick and tired of are you sick and tired of your boss telling you when you need to be to work every day, but you have no idea how to get loose from the job? Therefore, you can't do shit. Yeah, having your own online business. But the reason nobody really wants an online business. What they really want is they want to be able to work from a fucking bedroom like I'm doing, or a car, or go golfing, and then they can get in their car and make money, or they can work from the mountains, or they can work from their bedroom. They can work from wherever. That's why people want an online business, and they can make more money with an online business working less hours. Am I right? Is this why we want an online business? So you can sit at home instead of some office cubicle. Shit, if you could make $60,000 a year with an online business, you'd be tickled frickin' pink, wouldn't you? Instead of having to go sit in a damn yeah, exactly. The problem is you don't like being contained by some corporation that tells you when you got to be wearing what you got to wear, or else, and then they treat you like shit. I know. The thought of having a job makes me want to jump out of a fucking window. Now, I'm telling you right now, okay, you need to understand your person. Now, here's what it is. Pick the right person. This is really, really, really important for you guys. This is going to clear some things up. Here we go. We're just about done. I got to get the hell out of here. Do you only target that one person? Yes. I'm targeting one person, okay? You can target one person and make an absolute shitload of money, and then you will be forced into a bigger market. Okay? The process for even getting a job makes me want to eat a whole bus tire. I'm serious. Think about that. Think about what you guys are saying to me. It's why you're here. Okay? That nailed it for me. Good. They really don't want an online business. They don't. Nobody even wants to work. But if I've got to work, then I'm going to work on doing something that at least doesn't suck as bad as working for somebody else. I can at least call my own shots. I'll work 80 hours a week for myself at home in my pajamas versus 40 hours a week for the man. Okay? Okay, so here it is. You got to pick the right person. This is so important. It's going to help you. Name 3 things that they need to have in order to get them results fast. Okay? So think about this. If you were going to, I'm going to here's some examples. Pretend that you are not going to get paid until your people get the result. Okay? Pretend that you are not going to get paid until they get the result. So what are 3 characteristics that they need to have in order for you to be certain that you can get them the result? For instance, if you know that you can help someone who's extremely overweight lose 20 pounds quickly, then one of those characteristics would be that they are at least 50 pounds overweight, right? Someone who is already shredded and trying to prepare for a bodybuilding competition is not your person. Someone who is 50 pounds overweight because they're too busy to work out, that is your person. Is this helping you guys? Please understand this. This is so critical. Okay? And I feel good for helping people. I'm finally making an effing difference. Yeah, no, it's true. Okay. Example. If you get more productivity out of your employees, okay, so if you help get more productivity out of your employees, and you know if someone has at least 3 employees, you can help make a major impact in their business. Then one of the characteristics that they would need to have is they would at least need to have 3 employees. For me, if you are not wanting to share advice to make money, I can't help you. If you aren't some kind of coach, consultant, course creator, educator, somebody that has specific knowledge that they can help somebody with, I can't help you. If you are not willing to invest in yourself and put other people in front of you, and you're willing to actually work a few hours a day to make this work, I cannot help you. Do not sign up, please. If you don't like to take action, if you're scared of a camera, if you're scared of talking to your audience, I can't help you. I used to tell the martial arts business owners, I said to them, you have to be a martial arts business owner. You already have to have students, and you have to be willing to do things on the internet, create videos, send emails, post on social media. If you aren't one of those 3 things, I can't help you. It's so important that you write this down, okay? You are defining the avatar based on the probability that you can actually deliver. Now, I would say for you, Bill, instead of trying to help them do like affiliate, because that's a lot of different things. Affiliate marketing is basically teaching everything that I do, only they're selling somebody else's product instead of their own. I told you the other day that one of the best things that I think you could do is the faceless content. You're thinking of all those ingredients. If you want to help people, why don't you show people how to do affiliate marketing, but not do all the affiliate marketing shit. How about this? Hey, do you have an affiliate, or you're an affiliate marketer, or maybe you own your own online business and you sell your advice, but the problem is you can't get any leads, or you can't build an audience or get anybody to follow you because you're not posting content. And the reason you're not posting content is because you're scared to be on camera. So I've got a way to use faceless content to generate the attention that you need in order for you to generate leads, because until you can get a lead, you can't get a sale. So if you're not getting leads with your business to sell affiliate offers or your own offers, I'm going to show you with faceless content how to actually do that. Okay? You can teach people how to do faceless content, or a part of the puzzle. Okay? Or a part of the puzzle. Take just a little part of that puzzle and teach it. Like this lady, again, I'm going to tell you, and I hope you can hear this. Please turn your speakers up, or write this down and stick it in your face and read it over and over until you hear it. This lady knows how to do everything in the process, but she's made over 70 mil teaching list building for the last 12 flipping years. She doesn't teach all of the stuff. She does when you get into her programs, but she teaches list building. Does this resonate? You're not teaching the whole thing. How are you going to bring people in? What's your it factor? What's your unique thing? A system that works step by step, beginner friendly, working 2 to 3 hours a day. It's pretty vague. That's pretty vague. But it could get somebody's attention, but that's pretty vague. Okay. So what is your person? This is so important. All right. You really need to, what are the 3 characteristics that your person has to have in order for you to be able to help them? Okay. Number 9, 3 things for a quick win. And then we're out of here. I got to get the hell out of here. Okay. The best offers are designed around a quick win. What are the 3 things that you can do in the first 30 days to get them a quick win that makes the investment worth it? Okay. I have got to get you guys, I'm going to get, for those of you that need, some of you need volume. Okay. I don't think anybody on here is worried about volume yet. You either need credibility and cash, or you need cash. If you need cash, the fastest way to get cash is sell something that is, sell an expensive thing. Okay. Sell an expensive thing. And you guys, oh, I can't charge $5. Who's going to listen to me? You only need to sell one. And if you can show somebody how to do that, how to set their emails up, do you know businesses? The best thing ever is to work with businesses. Do you know businesses have to spend money to make money? Like, they have to buy it, you know, they have to get their vents cleaned, at the grease out of the vents cleaned. It's a requirement by the state. So they have to hire somebody that comes in and cleans their vents, or they got to do it themselves. You know, like, they have to have a janitor come in and clean the place. Like, if you show a business that's already in business how to set up their email automation list, $5,000 a month, they don't mean $5,000 don't mean shit to them. You need one person to do that. Now, here's the thing. Who's going to spend that with me? I don't got no credibility. Well, guess what? You can also charge nothing. I'm doing it. Why are you better than me? I hate when people say, oh, I can't work for free. That is the worst mindset you could ever have. Oh, I won't work for free. That is the most bullshit, crazy mindset you could ever have. It's terrible. You are getting marketing assets that can make you millions of dollars for the rest of your life. Do you understand? If you help Ben get there and Ben gives you a fantastic testimonial video, you can take that one video and send it to every goddamn place you can find, and you might pick up 5 clients for $5,000 a month. You need to fit your ingredients into this framework that I'm giving you guys, these 10 things, and it's extremely hard not to lose. It's extremely hard to lose. Okay. You can charge your first few clients 2-3 grand if you want. Okay. Or you can even do it free. You got to get some sort of social proof, some sort of credibility. And then all you have to do is just charge more. Okay. Can this slide show live in the classroom section of Skool? Yeah, it's going to be in there. I'm going to put it in there. Okay. I'm inspired. I make an individual video to send to each one of my persons on my list. I'm that small right now. Yes. Yes. You've got to build connection first. Do whatever you got to do to build connection. Bijan has been building connection with Ben. He's helping him. He's there. Bijan has been building connection with a lot of you, helping in the group. Okay. He's building credibility.
I just started to do it in another group with 26,000 people who are more like, younger kid. And I was surprised that I got 7 responses in DMs off that little idea.
If you're out there speaking, which is what you were doing, you were putting yourself out there, speaking out there. Inspire, educate, ask, motivate. What's the motivate part? The motivate part is you motivate them after you've made the ask. You motivate them by talking about what's at stake if you don't fix this. That's how you motivate people. You motivate people by saying, hey, there's only so many spots left. You motivate them by talking about what is at stake, not what can happen. Hey, if you work out, Burton, guess what can happen? You could have abs. Or I can be like, hey, Burton, if you don't get your weight down, you're going to have a heart attack and your family's going to be without you. That's a whole different communication. Okay, I'm just picking on Burton, okay, because he knows I'm not. Burton's tough. What I'm saying is, like, you guys aren't spending enough time talking about the consequences. What if you don't get emails set up for your business and you don't follow up? What's going to happen? Every business that has it's going to beat you. Every single one. I say it to the martial arts business owner all the time, and I mean it. I'm like, if the school down the street that's teaching karate just like you, if they have a funnel and an email list and they're out there publishing content, you will get taken out in the night if you don't do it. It'll just be a matter of time and you will be out. And they were dropping 5,800. Okay. So you can include other things in your offer if you want to, but the best offers do 3 simple things. That is, get a quick win for the client that is worth the price. Okay. That way they never take advantage of whatever else you offer. They are happy. If they don't ever take advantage of anything else you offer, they are happy. My quick wins for you guys, 2 of them, is the weekly calls. I do 2 of these calls every single week. Is this worth the price you paid? You guys, the moment you sign up, you get live action with me and you get it forever. Why? I'm building connection. I'm building credibility with you. Do you understand? Has this been helpful for you guys today? Okay, now look. What are the 3 quick wins that you guys need? Okay. What are you? Okay. What are you, Bill? What are the 3 things that you can give your people for a quick win? Okay. That you can do with them to get them a quick win. What can you do? You need to write these things down. Don't just blindly go into comatose and stare at this frickin' screen. I want you guys to take advantage of this. This right here, if you nail these 9 things, it is extremely hard for you to lose. Okay. So what are those 3 things? Final. Design the deliverables. Okay. Design the deliverables. Once you've completed the above 9 things, think about the 3 things that you can do to get them a quick win. Okay. Write those 3 things down. What are the 3 things you can do to get them a quick win? Keep in mind that you can always start with a deliverable method that is more work on your part. Okay. We talked about that green bar. Okay. Done for you. done with you, one-on-one coaching, private coaching, small group coaching. Okay. So as an example, let's say that you start out with one-on-one coaching and then you move to group coaching as you get more results and credibility. Kind of like we're doing now. I'm doing group coaching. This is group coaching. Okay. I don't have to work with you one-on-one each individually. That takes too much time. I already did that. Okay. So, or you can have group coaching and then you can train a coach and have them take over eventually. Okay. That's my next step. Right. Or instead of a 12-week program, you could do 3-day seminar in person. Okay. Or you can start out and do done for you and then move to coaching over time as you learn the nuts and bolts of the process. Okay. How you deliver it is really just a personal preference and where you shine the best. So I really shine in this environment. This is my best environment. A membership program, get on twice a week, create content for you inside of the membership program. Okay, do the weekly. I'm going to do a daily coaching call with you guys, pocket coaching. Okay, so what's important is that it gets the result as fast as possible for the client. So here's some things to remember. The path is how it is done. Okay, the path is how it is done. All right, it is not your product. The path is how it is done. Okay, the product is how you help them take the path easier and faster. Okay, and with more certainty than they will succeed. Okay, and then don't create an offer. Don't create. Listen to me. Don't create an offer. Take your assets, take your skills, and take your life experience and plug them into a proven offer framework. Okay? You don't create an offer with all this shit in it. Oh, they need to know this, and they need to know that, and they need to know this, and they need to know that. They don't need to know anything except for what they need to know to get the goddamn result. Do you hear me? The only thing they need to know is what they need to know to get the damn email automation set up. They don't need to know anything else. The biggest thing to creating a great offer is discarding what is actually not needed, even if it is good stuff. Even if it's great stuff. You got to throw that shit out. They only need what they need to get the result. The result your program promised is the opposite of the consequence to the problem. The result your program promised is the opposite of the consequence to the problem. Okay, the 3 things are the way to take the path and get a quick win worth the price. Okay, the 3 things are the way to take the path and get a quick win with their price. One of the quick wins I have inside of there now is that 7-minute offer, ghost offer framework. Okay. If somebody's trying to make money, I told them how they can do it. Hey, I'm working on this thing. I'm only going to be helping so many people. If you're interested, say da 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 da. As soon as somebody gets in there, they can start DMing them. Hey, what would happen if you don't solve this problem? Hey, if I showed you how to solve this problem for $100, would you do it? That's a quick way they can get some money. Okay, it's a quick win. 90% of your marketing should be, listen to what I'm saying. 90% of your speaking or 90% of your marketing should be explaining the why behind why the path solves the problem. Does this make sense? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Okay, 90% of your market, the path is the plane, right? So the marketing, 90% of the marketing should be explaining why a plane is the good idea. That's not me talking about my offer. You guys see me do this all the time. My number one way to get you into my email list, my number one way to get your attention has always been with the what? What do you guys know me for? This boxes on the screen, right? The boxes on the whiteboard. Some people talk about list building. I talk about the funnel all the time. The funnel and the email automation, that little system, the automated system. That's my little, I'm always talking about why, if you do not have that path, I don't sell it to anybody until the end. Then I say, well, I've got Build Lab where we teach you how to do all that stuff. We get you to understand the funnel faster and the email automations faster. Okay. And then finally, making that clear is why the new path works. Okay. So it's as easy and relatable as possible to understand. You got to help them understand, get clear on that. I'm done. I'm just wrapping up. I'm done. Okay. So design your offer around a quick win. Okay. You need to design the offer around a quick win. What is the quickest way you can get them that result? Okay. Okay. We'll go into the rest later. I got to get off of here. Okay. So look, I'm going to get this popped up as quickly as I can. I want you to watch this again, go through this again, and I want you to go through these 10 things and answer those questions to each one of them, okay? Was this helpful? Okay, I think this is one of the
100%.
better calls we've done.
Yes.
I'm going to put this training in the group, though it'll be in there, okay? And we'll refine this even more. I'll go through it even more, all right? Think there were some light bulb moments here. We had some good turn-ons, but I do got to go. I will see you guys. There'll be some more stuff tomorrow. There'll be some daily gravity starting. Okay. I'll get that live that I did in there and you guys can figure it out. Okay. All right. I got to get out of here.